and then they didn't take him to Cologne. Okay? All right, let's move on. Let's talk about smooya's future in-game leader who's going to lead British Counter-Strike to their first Snow Sweet Snow title, Alex and mezii into
What?
Well, I went with something winnable. I went with something that you boys could win. A Snow Sweet Snow is a good place to start. And then you could be like Gambit. Now they're the best team in the world, or second best team in the world, or third best team in the world.
Yeah, carry on.
Add some fun to your space with Xtrfy, designed in Sweden with focus on quality products built on experience. You're looking at Project 4, their 4th generation of products with super cool colorways to stand out, with matching sets to satisfy with a solid B4 bungee, lightweight ergonomic M4 mouse, the K4 keyboard is fantastic, all of which are performance focused, and finish it off with colorful GP4 mouse mats that are bold in design and smooth on the surface. The retro theme in particular has got the feels. Complete your setup with Xtrfy. No regrets guaranteed.
Fist bumps go to the teammates.
I wanna see you falling fast. Win the round. Win the game.
Parry Match, your esports teammate. Hey buddy, let me show you how to fix that. Bitskins.com. Buy and sell skins instantly. Deposit and withdraw funds instantly with crypto or directly to your Visa card. Bitskins.com. The best skin marketplace.
Yo, his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mum's spaghetti. He's nervous, but on the surface, it looks like calm and ready. Did I lose you already, Smooth? We haven't even started yet. That was like that's the intro. I don't know why
But
that's
we
the
keep
intro.
on forgetting what we wrote down. The whole crowd wrote so loud. Yup, it is
there we go. Should we work it out? That song
Plus
came out in 2002. How old were you then?
3 years old.
Jesus, Joseph, and bloody fucking Mary. All right, everybody. HLTV Confirmed, episode 49, season 5. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you whack the fucking thumb in there. And we're here with Big Smooth Dog. You can see him. We'll get to him shortly. So keep yourself seated. Keep yourself relaxed. All right. We're going to get there. Now, I want to quickly shout out some of the sponsors of today's show. We're going to do it in a different order because why the fuck not? Let's start with Bitskins. They're the most recent sponsor. So if you're in the marketplace for some skins, head over to Bitskins. You can trade, you can buy, why are we getting F? What are we effing? Are we talking about me swearing or are we broken? Is the stream broken, Lucas?
I don't think it is.
There's a lot of Fs. There's F5s. There's no's. They're saying refresh. There's more Fs.
Twitch is dying. It's not me.
Well, let's power through. We'll put it on the VOD. Fuck it. Anyway.
That's the F.
It must be broke. It says striker looking clean. That's got to be capped.
We got new cameras and somebody noticed in the first minute, man. It's perfect.
All right. Bitskins. Shout out to them. Skin marketplace. We got Parry Match. Gamble responsibly, you clowns. And Xtrfy, if you're in the market for some peripherals, some mice, some keyboards, some headphones, all that good stuff, head over there, check out what they got to offer. That's the sponsors. So on today's show, this is the mid-season kind of recap. We're in the tournament break right now. Check it. It's the tournament break. Lucas is saying it's something to thunder where he is. So hopefully the internet can hold out because we know Denmark, they traditionally don't have very good internet. Let's see how they go here today. So on today's show, we got Smooya in the hot seat. We're going to talk about the recent news. There is a lot of recent news to talk through. And as part of this mid-year recap, I had you guys chime in on the social medias with a couple of topics. We're going to run through some of them. We got the Who Wants to Be a Skinionaire, where you guys can win some skins, and the Parry Match Matchmaker to get in with things for Smooya. Prof, I'm exhausted. How are you feeling?
Actually, pretty good. I had a nap in the afternoon, which is amazing. And I'm feeling like super excited for the show, like super hyped. I'm like,
okay.
I'm like you normally, right?
All right.
That's how I feel.
I see the excitement on your face. Now, Striker, things are not going well from the start of this. And I might have to close chat because seeing F constantly spammed is already frustrating the fucking hell out of me. What do you recommend I should do to make sure I don't tilt off the face of the earth?
I think meditate. When there's, you know, a bit of a lull or somebody's talking for a while, just, you know, close your eyes.
Just close my eyes?
Breathe. And breathe.
Okay, Lucas, normally I come to you and I ask you some questions, but I assume that there are multiple fires probably going on right now. Do you want to say something to the stream?
No, like everything's. Oh damn, that was a huge lightning outside. Everything with the stream looks nice from my end. It has
Okay.
Twitch, so.
Oh, the
Okay.
F spams are coming. The F spams.
There's so many Fs. All right. Well, Lucas is still talking. If we can hear him, that's usually a good sign. Smooya, I'll introduce you in a second. The fact that you've already spoken, you've kind of ruined the mystery of the whole thing. I think people can see your face, but now they've heard your voice. Lucas, roll the bumper. Let's get into the show. All right, Smooya, when are you going to join Endpoint to make the ultimate UK team?
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure if they're going to be full UK after this player break. Let's put it like that.
Oh, deary me. Dropping.
go.
Starting off on- hey, you asked me to be on the show and I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
It's a smooya bomb. Right?
I'm kidding. I have no idea.
Dear. If you were going to build your dream UK team with you and 4 other Brits around you, who are you picking?
Ooh, little sweat patch. Put that arm back down. We've got me, Alex. Hey, just
Okay.
is it not just Endpoint?
Well, you just said you and Alex.
Yeah, but then some of the Endpoint boys, I would have to take Thomas because he's my best friend. Mez is just insane. And do we take
going to
Mantu
Fnatic,
as well?
The big man thing, but where you
Do you want to double up or what?
How are you going to?
That's what I'm thinking because he's just too good not to take, right?
Yeah,
Like
but
he's literally a top 5, top 6 op.
you're happy to rifle?
I mean, we can make it work for sure. Because I'm not bad on the rifle, as I've proven in some of his teams. But for logistics, I won't take it, but I'd keep him on the bench, you know, in case I want to swap him in and make it work in some practice 6-man roster lineup, and then we'll take Surreal or something. But yeah,
Okay,
I feel like I need Mantu because he's just too good.
You going to get Keita into coach, or
Yeah, we can bring Keita in. But I like Ross as well. We'll have him as an analyst.
we'll get Ross and Keita? All right, Prof. So what are we saying?
I'm just saying, like, if this smooya guy turns out to be a dick, then maybe you can bench him and put your friend Mantu in, right? That's kind of the purpose of the 6-man roster.
Beautiful.
Keeping smooya in check.
Get the personalities down the line, yeah.
All right, okay. Let's get into the serious questions, I suppose. Smooya, 2020 was pretty shit for you, mate. How do you summarize it? I don't even mean because of like performance. I mean just because all the nonsense.
I mean, the start of the year was good. Yeah, I had some good results in Chaos. It started off really rocky. Then it went okay. We were playing at Flashpoint and stuff. The legendary Peak Me clip was born. That's when I was in the peak of all my powers. And I'm so sure to this day we would have won or finished top 2 at that Flashpoint. So it's quite annoying knowing I didn't get that prize money. Then what happened? Then I nearly took a trip over to Asia, which would have been absolutely fucking ludicrous.
You would have loved it in Mongolia,
I
man.
absolutely would have hated it. All I eat is McDonald's and fucking pizza. So
Well, they have McDonald's there.
Yeah, but they have their own version. And then,
Comes with a side of corn.
not a chance. And then after that, what did I do after that? I think that's when I became a full-time streamer and I was
Contact as well.
Yeah, that was a little bit after. Then I was so desperate to play in the team, I just rifled for 2 months. Yeah, that was also kind of depressing. And then I played World of Warcraft, which was the happiest I've ever been in my life for that last December, which was nice. And then I joined Movistar Riders, and now I'm here.
Okay, so you did a lot in a year, right?
Not really.
Well,
It
no,
sounds
but-
like I did a lot, but nothing really happened.
Well,
if
you
that
couldn't really
makes
go
sense.
anywhere. I guess
yeah.
the whole vid situation kind of kept that a little bit fucky. All right,
Yeah.
so Movistar Riders, you've only joined 6 months ago. Now it feels like it's been a lot longer than 6 months. Does it feel like it's been a long time for you? Because I assume you guys having to play a lot of matches, right?
Yeah, we've played. I think I was checking the other day that this is the most games I've played in a calendar year in my career, and I'm 60, and I'm only 6 months in.
Oh dear.
170 maps is it's like middle of the pack. It's quite a lot. It's nearly a map a day, you know. It's okay. Like we had a decent break towards the end because I said that we were playing way too many events. We had no time to practice, so I said, please just decline some cups because we have like 8 best of 3s a week. I'm like, dude, we can't play like this. Like that's why we were so high in the rankings, because even if you lose in every competition, if you're playing in every competition, you're gonna stay high in the points, you know. I won't put any teams on blast, but they know who they are in the top 20. And as I say, like we just needed a break because our team, we were like killing ourselves. Literally, like we were just fighting with each other all the time. Hey, what we do? Because you can't practice. If you run the same strat every time, you're just not going to end well. But yeah, it was pretty brutal. But I feel good now. The break's been good, and I'm excited to get back to it, man.
Are you actually taking a break, or are you just playing like shitloads of Face It and stuff?
You know me, I never take a break. Like my break is 50 hours past 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get my stream up a little bit. Twitch.tv/SmooyaCS. I stream FPL, some Face It perks, stuff like that. Yeah, man. Just right now during the off break, all I'm trying to do is like prioritize sleeping more than anything. It hasn't been working so well because I've been waking up at 4 p.m. every day, but that's like the biggest improvement I want to make till the next season, because I think when I start sleeping the most, it sounds stupid, but I played the whole last season with no bullshit, max 4 hours sleep every official night. I would sleep like 6 a.m. because I would stay up preparing and then play at like 11. And it's like, bro, you can't perform with 4 or 5 hours sleep. I mean, I did because I'm a monster, but if I have 8 hours sleep, then it's over. You know what I'm saying?
Are you just
So
one of those
that's my next
guys?
goal.
Are you just one of those guys who just can't get burnt out, or what's the deal, man?
I mean, Simple said it perfectly. He put a tweet out the other day saying, like, if you're not where you are, then why the fuck are you chilling, basically? Something like that. It's, I don't know the best way to describe it, like a pet peeve or so, but it, not disgust, but it tilts me a lot when I see people who say they want it and they play 40 hours past 2 weeks. It's like, bro, how about you go work in a supermarket for a weekend, and when you come back, I for sure as shit guarantee that you play more than 40 hours past 2 weeks, because you ain't going to want to fucking do that. And that's where I play so much, because, I mean, and I enjoy the game. Yeah, playing op is absolutely fun as fuck, so, you know.
But Smooya, a lot of them get to the point where they're earning 20 grand a month, and the entitlement just becomes like the biggest thing in the world, mate. So it sounds like you don't have.
I mean, I'm kind of an entitled prick anyway. My salary is definitely not 20k, right? So I don't think it's going to enhance it. So I mean, the only reason I play the game is to provide for my family and hopefully so my kids don't have to work. That's my only reason for playing. I'm completely fine, like financially.
You're 21.
So,
when are you having kids, mate?
yeah, but I mean, in the future, bro, I'm not gonna pop a kid out tomorrow. So, but I have a nice girlfriend and stuff, and you got to think about those things. If I don't think about it now, when I'm working at Morrison's in 6 years, I won't be making enough money to save for my kids when I'm stocking shelves. So
yeah, but you got enough. You got enough charisma and stuff that what you do is you play for a couple years. You're pretty good, and then you go over to the analyst desk and you talk some shit, and then you get paid.
Hey, if that option's there, then it's there. But I swear a lot. And if I have to cut that out, maybe it's not possible. But
it's easy to cut the swearing out, mate.
It is for your kind of money. I know that for damn sure.
It's easy, mate. It's easy. It's easy. Just look in the mirror. You train yourself out of it.
Or you just join a project like the Flashpoint. If something like that comes along again. Where they don't care about the DF bombs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'd like some of those streams more often, by the way. Like it was fun, like a bit of a different change where like they just don't give a shit about whether you just drop some bombs or whatever.
Well, that's that.
Where were we at here? Strong domestic results. Don't tell me you guys are playing in the fucking the Spanish league?
The best Spanish team in the world, baby. Woo! The two-time back-to-back ESL nation champion.
You've only got 2 Spanish players. You got a fucking Estonian, a Brazilian, and a Brit.
Oh god, bro, don't tell me, man. If they tell me to connect to a server and just take everyone's head top off, that's all I do. And if that means good domestic results, sure. I don't care about domestic results, but whatever. Sure, we win everything there. But
how do you think that's inflated your stats in those noobs? What's been going on with that?
It's been a solid 1.6 each event. That's beside the point. I mean, it has been. So
it is something like that.
Bro, I finished 2 times ESL Master Spain with the 2 highest events in history of the event, and then both since I've joined Movistar. So whatever. I mean, I don't really enjoy playing it, but it's good because we get to play against Saw. Yeah, and Saw's a good team for sure. Like they're top 30 consistently, so it's good when we play them in the final. Even Offset are pretty good as like they have some very good players, but sometimes it can be like a little bit easy to play them. But Saw, it's always a good match for sure. Like jokes aside, so it's good. But apart from that, I mean, there's not like 10 good Spanish teams or so. I mean, I only know 4 until we play. Like,
sure.
But yeah, it's amazing to win all the Spanish events. Makes me feel great.
It's just the local scenes, right? Like, there's always going to be like a couple of teams at the top, and that's like, pretty much it. Like,
I'm pretty sure it's Movistar, Thor, and Offset. I think they're the top 3 teams. If I'm forgetting one, please don't grill me. But they're the ones that we struggle with the most. Offset and...
I got to interject here for a second, boys. Lucas, do you still need me to throw it to a break? No, we're good? We're all good now. Are you sure? Because I see a lot of people in chat. I've had to close chat because it's tilting me that much. Are we good?
People are saying just go 160p.
I think like if people want to watch, they can also go into like recent broadcasts, like on Twitch on our profile, and just like go back 2 minutes and just watch from there. Yeah, because then the buffering won't be an issue. Maybe that fixes it. I don't know. If not, then you can just stay in chat, give us like +1 viewer, and then wait for the VOD to be released tomorrow and watch the game.
So our apologies for the technical difficulties, everybody. Don't know what the drama is, but hopefully we sort it ourselves out as we continue forward. Okay, so you already touched on. No, wait, we haven't really looked at this year whatsoever, have we? Okay, so we were talking before, you guys were doing pretty well earlier in the year, right? But in more recent times, you guys have dropped to like, I think last time
let's not say it.
It was like 56th or something in the world. What are you at now? Where are we at now?
Probably not much higher.
Let me have a look. 47.
48. Oh, okay, 47.
So realistically, does this? How much does that impact things for you? Because is that like obviously motivational? It's a factor, but like in terms of for your teams, you had to play events. Is that hugely detrimental?
I mean, not really, because I think we get invited to most of the closes anyway. Like we turned a lot of them down. That's why our ranking tanked a lot. Because I basically just said to our coach like, I can't practice like Monday, Tuesday, then play officials till Sunday. Then you expect me to play from the next Monday to Friday? Then I need 2 days off because my head's scrambled from playing 9 days in a row. It's like, actually, we need to practice because we haven't played. And before you know it, we've played like 6 weeks in a row, you know? So I just said, like, please just chill out. But I don't think it's going to impact us too much. Like, once the play break's over and we get back to practicing and stuff like that, I think we're going to start accepting some of the clothes and try work our way back up again, because I think that it shouldn't be that much of a problem, to be honest. And yeah, just keep fragging.
Okay. So, Prof, you've got here for Sweden, you've got Katowice, Dreamhack Masters, Flashpoint 3. Is this what we were talking about, the rougher results there?
Yeah, I mean, they had... I guess the issue, let's say, is that when you got these opportunities to maybe qualify for a big event, you got into close qualifiers or you got invited or something, you didn't really manage to get any big scalps. You know, you played against, I don't know. I know one of the matchups was against Big. I think that was...
We beat Furia.
Yeah. Okay.
That was big. It was our biggest one, but yeah.
But you just didn't manage to, you know, get into the big events. So what was that like? Was that kind of a disappointing feeling for you this half year, I guess?
I mean, it's when I joined Movistar, I kind of took like, I mean, as soon as I got kicked from Big, really, I kind of lost the expectations of playing at the level of events that I was. So when I don't qualify them, I don't beat myself up, if that makes sense, because I went from literally playing tier 1, tier 1, tier 1, tier 1, tier 1, tier 1 that it became natural to me. And when I wasn't in that, I would like beat myself up like, you're not doing enough. You need to deathmatch 5 hours instead of 3 so you can carry them there, you know? And it's like, that's one, it's not healthy, and two, it's not like that. Like, you have to have realistic expectations. And we made a good run in, I think it was the IEM summer one. Well, it was around the time when Mousebots played like 40 maps in 1 week, because we played like 30 maps in 1 week. It was crazy. That was like the best results I think we had. We beat Furia, played Mousebots close twice and stuff like this. As I say, I just try not to beat myself up. It's just right now we're learning to lose together, you know, because that sounds stupid, but if you don't know how to improve from your losing is pointless. Yeah, like you're just gonna get dogged each game. And finally, I started to see some progress. When we would lose, we would actually fix things and add things. So I'm completely happy with where it is, and 3 to 4 more months, we should be in a good place if we keep the progress we got. But play break traditionally slows people down, so we'll see what happens.
Are you surprised you didn't? Well, not surprised. Like, I know you're talking about you guys have been going non-stop basically, but was there ever any consideration for you guys just to play through the play break and try and come out the other side? You know, how some teams do, hit the ground running like we've seen in the past, or break was really necessary?
I suggested to just finish 1 week earlier and come back 2 weeks earlier, you know. But the issue is there's no one to Pracc. Like, the only teams you can Pracc are quite literally like EC and main teams. And no disrespect to any player in EC main, but I'm not looking to practice my new tips and tricks against you in a server. That's damn sure. I'd rather play against like, advanced Premier plus like this. So I mean, and put it like this: my teammates, when they hear the phrase "player break," my God, they absolutely use the phrase "player break." Like, them fuckers ain't on CS still. They need to be. Yeah. It's just for me. It's naturally for me to just not come off CS. One, I just love the game. Like, if I weren't getting paid, I would still play it out of fun. But yeah, Well, we'll have to see what happens. I have no idea, man.
Okay. So we're talking about coming out of the. We got to make sure I do this right. The tournament break. You send 3 to 4 months. You're working on the mistakes, learning from the losses. Is there anything else? Is there obviously you're still going to have to play within in the domestic leagues and stuff still, right? How many times a year does that have to happen?
No, it's not that often. It's just like is it often?
I don't know.
God, I have no idea. I feel like I face Spanish teams quite often if I think about it. It's because we have our own because it was an Iberian qualifier for Blast. Let's just put it like that. So thank you for that, Blast. Thank you very much. Bro, the last one we choked, I went like -20. I could not believe my eyes. And then, so I think it's 2 times. So, I mean, we played a season now, and I played the EPS twice. So once every 3 months.
Okay.
It's not too often. It's a nice little cash grab for sure. A nice little trophy to hold up. But apart from that, I'd rather not be playing it. I'd rather just be practicing or playing Big Revenge, All
right. Boys, do we have anything else for Smooya now, or do we just want to get into who wants to be a skinionaire and see how many questions he gets right?
I think we do that.
Just one thing. You were talking about, the simple quotes, like if you're not where you want to be, like why are you chilling? Yeah. Where do you want to be?
Where do I want to be personally?
Yeah.
Are you talking team wise or?
I mean, in general, like obviously there has to be some sort of goal, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the goal within Counter-Strike. Hey, fellas, watch out! Got some little rascals bouncing around the kitchen. Realistically, I just want to be able to compete against tier 1 like every other week. I'm not even saying like everything I has to play has to be tier 1. Like maybe like the top 20 to 15 team level, that kind of thing, where you have the chances you go deep in the qualifiers and you play against the good teams to make the main event. So sometimes you do, that kind of level, because I have a lot of self-belief and confidence. I mean, I have done for years, yeah. Back in the day, it wasn't really warranted because I was kind of shit. But right now, I'm quite confident that, like, I've become the player I wanted to be, the teammate I want to be and stuff like that. And it's a slow process for sure. But I just want to have a chance to prove it, because it's annoying getting told you can't do something when you don't get the chance. And, like, I mean, the one chance we got recently, I kind of dominated in the qualifier, but we just lost the mouse. But yeah, the top 20 to 15 range. I mean, anything above's cool, but that's realistically where like my next step is, and then just go from there.
Renegades are 21st in the world. Do you reckon you're better than them?
Team-wise or player-wise?
Well, team-wise, mate. Come on, it's a team game.
I mean, it is, but this question was very personal. Team-wise? I don't know. They got boosted because who did they beat on land? They beat Mascot on land.
They beat OG.
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously not bad then if they beat OG on land. But I don't know. Our team needs some. We'll see how it goes after play break. I'll answer that question. Right now, probably not because
All right. So Lucas just put a link in Discord. All right. I want you to grab that link. TeamSpeak, not Discord. Discord shit. What am I saying?
Okay.
Now this link, Smooya, this is Who Wants to Be a Skinionaire. Now this is you're British. You know Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You probably got some British get there.
It has nothing to do with that. It's not affiliated in any way.
You can win, Smooya. You can win $1 million right here tonight on the
20
show.
questions or whatever.
Here's the thing. This is sponsored by Bitskins. Now, basically, this segment right here, we're going to ask you 5 different questions. Each question you get right moves you up a tier.
I like this.
Each tier that you move up is going to guarantee a skin for the viewers. So if you get all 5 right, one of the viewers wins a $50 skin.
Yeah,
right.
Beautiful.
Now the questions. Prof makes pretty hard questions. Now, last week I cheated and I gave Striker a bunch of hints. Now, this week, I'm not going to cheat.
I'm honestly a skin connoisseur.
It's not about skins, though. So,
then we've lost.
Yeah. So type, if you guys want to enter this, type Bitskins in chat. Smooya, if you want to win, you type Bitskins in chat.
Way ahead
okay. So, Lucas, can you roll the first question, please?
You have 1 minute per question, by the way.
Question 1. Who did Movistar Riders beat in their last match before the break? Was it A, Saw, B, Iberian Family, or C, Offset?
Offset. 2-0.
You need to click
Offset.
Oh, God, on the link?
Yeah.
I see. Yes, lock it in. You have answered, registered, answered C.
Okay, nice. You are correct. Answered in record time. You had that one in within 20 seconds. All right. Question number 2. In what team did Complexity's current in-game leader and coach cooperate previously? Was it A, Epsilon, B,
it has to be Heroic. It has to be.
Oh, that's quick. He's locked it in. That's a 10-second answer right there. B is correct.
Very nice. Very nice.
Moving forward into question number 3. How old is Na'Vi
13,
Academy's
13,
latest...
13, 13. Lock me in, lock me in. We're going for
this.
50, boys. We're going for 50. This is for the boys in the chat. Come on, give me 2 more. Give me 2 more. I'll slow down now. I'll slow down.
No, this is fine. It's quick. This is record speed right here. Question number 4. From what organization did Perfecto join Na'Vi? Was it A, Dream Eaters, B, Simon, or C, Hard Legion?
Okay, it's not Simon. Was he a part of the Zona drama? No, right? Nah, man. I'm guessing. I'm gonna go Dream Eaters.
Are you sure you want to lock that in?
Wait. Why Perfecto? Why not Electronic or something? Because he came from some. Never mind.
25 seconds.
I see you opening tabs over there.
No, my hands are here. Devin, Dream Eaters or Hard Legion? Just pick one. All right, Dream Eaters. Locked in.
That is incorrect, Smooya. It was
Devin.
Simon Gaming.
What?
Simon Gaming. He was playing with Razmik. He was playing with those boys. Fucking Nealon was there.
Ramzik Boss.
I know
Ramzik Boss.
Yeah. I lost him recently in the face.
All right. Question number 5. A chance to salvage the $15 skin.
Okay.
Here comes question 5. Out of 12 MVPs awarded so far in 2021, how many were secured by a non-CIS player?
So there's been Simple has 3 or 4. Shiro has 1.
Ooh.
No, he doesn't have 1. It's Hobbit and Axel,
Ooh.
Hobbit and Axel to Simple. I can't have 4, surely. Let's say he has 3. I am doing something important.
Maybe take it from the other side. Who do you know is not CS that has an MVP?
No, I think it's 4 because Jam 2 from there, 3. What? We'll say 4. Wait. We're secured by not. We'll say 4. We'll lock it in.
Oh, he's just gone straight in, ladies and gentlemen. The correct answer is 2.
Holy hell! CIS is on top, baby.
They're owning everybody.
God.
Simple does have 4, by the way.
All right.
That's okay.
Well,
Cologne, man. I didn't count that one. God, I'm so stupid.
the fact that you knew as many as you did off the top of your head is impressive in itself. Like, you smashed those first 3 questions, and you were so confident it wasn't Simon Gaming. I was like,
it kind of fucked you up, yeah.
I mean, in confidence. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know Perfecto when he joined Na'Vi in the nicest way possible, but now he's a beast, so.
It was the team was, I think Toric was there as well.
Yeah.
I forget the last guy.
I
forget
would
the
have been
Nealon and Kios.
Oh, Kios, and Razmik. There you go.
How was that team?
Yeah. All right. Well, whoever wins the skin, Lucas, are we drawing the winner now? All right.
Wait, let me get in.
I don't know.
I'm in twice.
Maybe we're drawing the winner now. Did we draw the winner? With the winner, ZNDC has won the giveaway. Our people will contact your people, and we'll get you the skin. So congratulations, great stuff. All right, thank you very much, Smooya, for taking part in Who Wants to Be a Skinionaire, brought to you by Bitskins.
I'm sorry, boys. I'm sorry for failing.
Lucas, let's roll the bumper and get into the recent news to dive into this evening.
The Xtrfy M42 RGB, what a fun mouse with 5 colorways, lightweight frame at just 59 grams with the swappable backplate to suit your grip style, the sensor, the easy core, the smooth skates, and driverless control for RGB and DPI is why you should check out the M42 RGB down below.
These bombs go to the teammates.
I wanna see you rolling fast. Win the round. Win the game.
Match, your esports teammate. Buy and sell your skins now. Easy, fast, and safe. The best skin site. Credit card deposits and withdrawals. Instant cash out methods. Get the best deals. Quick, simple, reliable. Bitskins.com.
All right, we're going to quickly check in with Lucas. Lucas, have we solved the dramas?
What drama?
Have we solved the technical issues?
The thunderstorms.
I don't see any technical issues.
A chat overreacting.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I mean, it seems like there's just something going on with Twitch, so it's just nothing we can do.
Okay. Well, these things happen. There's always bumps in the road. This is life, you know, unexpected things around every corner, ladies and gentlemen. And let's get into some unexpected things. Who would have guessed, Striker, that Lucky was joining Astralis? Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed? To be fair, like there was just I don't want to give the Danish leagues the fucking props, but I think they were the only ones who actually posted anything about it. But there are obviously rumors behind the scenes and stuff that you heard, so like something that we saw coming for sure. But in general, yeah, not that big of a surprise. We always knew it was going to be some sort of an offer, and he, like, outside of basically like the two only other names that could be like candidates, if you think about like Farlig and Acor,
yeah,
like that's basically like the third man behind them. And
no,
it's not
that's all.
Oh, Mertz, I don't know. I haven't seen him play for a while, so it's hard to say.
He's playing with Nordvin.
Yeah,
he plays really good at Norman. Really
yeah.
good.
I think Mertz kind of wasted this big league shot back with North and
wait, you got one. You got one shot. That's all he got.
Yeah, but it's not even. I think he just got a bad rep, so it's gonna take a lot for him to
sounds eerily
similar to some guy that I don't know, could be maybe from Britain or something.
Yeah.
He also like played in some international teams.
Mertz is an animal for sure. Good player.
Smooya, did you hear many rumors about Astralis? That you're keeping.
This was happening, man.
No really?
I mean, dude, all I do is I play Faceit with the same 4 bots each day.
Yeah,
I don't speak to anyone.
I was in there. We played like 1 or 2 games, and I'm
your
in there
keyboard
listening.
Was loud as fuck.
It's always loud, mate. It's the only reason not loud right now is because I'm not fucking typing.
It was so funny.
Don't blame the keyboard, right? Blame my ability. But what we should be looking for here is you motherfuckers know everything. You guys are like you're at the water cooler the entire time. The amount of shit going on.
Yeah, I mean, no. But it's just not a good Faceit stack. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for my physical health.
What I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, so what do you say?
The rumor mill, mate.
Oh no, I really had no idea. I had no idea that Lucky was joining. No joke. I mean, I saw it on this Danish league shit, but I don't go out asking the same people I used to ask because I don't care about who's going where. Before I used to be like, ooh, I can use this. Dude, it's whatever, man. If someone joins this team, I'm happy for the kid. I mean, I can't say he deserves it because I don't know what he's done. I don't really know him, you know. I wish him nothing but the best in the team, and I wish them the best because they're all good people, innit? But like I say, I don't go out looking for it anymore. Before I used to search for the info, but yeah, tell me. But now I don't care.
But that's basically it, right, Prof? Is the fact that we don't really know a lot about Lucky, right? There's not a whole lot to dive into unless you keep putting your finger on the pulse of the Danish leagues.
I mean, even there, it's not like there's a lot about him. Like, people say he's a good player, he has good stats, but there isn't a lot of talk, you know, about his style or anything. There are a couple of articles on Dust2DK, like the Danish specialized website for CS, and essentially I read 2, and I'm like, I still didn't learn anything about this guy. Like, he's a passive AWPer. That's all I
really
know. He had good stats in Tricked for a couple of seasons. He was the MVP, and that's it. So I'm like, still need to see him actually play or see an interview with him or something to get a gauge on what this guy's like. I have no idea, actually.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, he's been looking pretty all right. So, like, not like the typical op abuser, like somebody who you just know is going to make it at the top, like, no matter what. But, like, he's been doing fine. So it's definitely somebody, like a young guy who they can definitely work with. Like, compared to, I don't know, like, if it was between, like, those 3 that I mentioned, like Farlig, Acor, and Lucky, I'd almost say like this is probably the better choice out of the 3, considering everybody's form at this point. Like, statistically, they don't look so far apart. If anything, Acor's been looking pretty bad lately.
He's got a bit of the Draken syndrome lately, Acor,
doesn't he? So I wouldn't expect him to just make the move up to Astralis at this point when he's like basically like at the lowest of his form compared to the Mad Lions days, right? And with Farlig, like, he used to be that guy who we expected to kind of shoot up at some point, but like then he joined the FPX and it hasn't really happened. So like to see like a young guy who they can work with, who doesn't really have like those old habits and stuff like that, join the biggest team, maybe there's something there, you know.
But I can tell you why they play bad right now, by the way. And this is from watching, I can't even tell you, maybe like 50 of each of their demos, because I watch a lot of demos. The biggest difference I've noticed from in their new teams to their old teams is it's for sure communication. When they're in 3-on-3s in their old teams, they would always take charge, always like orb contact everywhere, they would call around them, on their CT side, Mirage, he would be like, you hold my apps, you do this, you do that. In this new team, you can see they're not confident in doing that. And I think they're thinking much more than they are instinctively reacting, and that's why they're not hitting a good level right now. Because Farlig and Acorn in the old teams, my God, they were so good, man, no joke. And as I said, the only thing that they're not doing right now is they're always in the right place. They just miss the easy shots. And I know how that feels going from a team where everyone speaks the perfect language you need, like everything's flowing, communication is good, and then you go to like a little bit stuttered, unsure if they understand you and stuff like this. So that's my personal opinion from watching them. Like you can see the difference in how they move and stuff on the map also.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think, if they went to Astralis, they would be a better fit because they would be speaking Danish, And then
Yeah.
they would
and they have more experience.
Yeah.
Well, the
Oh,
thing
for
is,
sure.
for Astralis, though, Prof, they probably cost a bit more money, huh?
I mean, also that, and also like for someone like Acor or Farley coming from a team where they know they're going to play, which is a top 20 team, top 15, maybe in Mousesport's case, they were like top 5 a couple of weeks ago. You go into Astralis and you don't really know what your future is because now they are again in this like 6-man roster situation. Glaive is like, oh, I'm going to play, maybe I'm not going to play. You don't know really what's going on. So I don't really think that it's kind of a risky move, right? It's a risky move. Like, it could pay off, but even if everything was met in terms of like what the org wanted, I'm not sure that the players would want to take that risk at this point. I mean, it's just a weird situation, right?
Sure. Okay, so we obviously have the Glaive news as well, which I think, considering the rumors and stuff that we had all been hearing, it came as a bit of a surprise. So he's extended with Astralis for another 3 years. Now, this can be presented in a bunch of ways, right? If we roll this lucky news in, and we know that Bubsky's going to be there for at least another year, I think, right? Where the rest of them, the rest of them, their contracts are up end of the year, right? Megas, Dupree, Zipek, Zonic, everyone's contracts are up at the end of the year. Is that the okay? So there's multiple things you can look at here. You can think, okay, well, they just signed Glaive. It's a big name to sign the in-game leader of the team, right? I guess he's the face now that Device isn't there. I would say that he's probably the one that you look towards. Then maybe they'll sign the other guys later. But we've obviously been hearing some murmurs about Zonic. We heard some more stuff today with this HUNDEN bits and bobs. We're going to get into that a little bit later as well. Now, there's multiple different ways this can go, right? There's the one where, a couple of them re-signed. They keep Lucky and Bubsky, and they kind of are future-proofing the team by already bringing in fresher guys. That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is maybe there's more aggressive changes coming, and by having the figure of Glaive there, you can keep Bubsky, Lucky, maybe poach a config in the future when his contract's up with Complexity, and build another Danish team to be the legacy, like to keep that Astralis name alive. Or I don't know what the third option would be. I thought I had a good one, but yeah.
I mean, if anything, like the fact that they only announced Glaive does not bode well when it comes to the rest of the team. I feel like they should have, like, if the rest of the team was at least in some way sure, they would just wait for that and announce more of them at the same time, just to kind of reinforce that idea that Astralis is going to be fine, whatever that they need to do in the public's eye, right? So like the fact that they only announced one of them re-signing is looking pretty bad. I think it's looking pretty bad, and especially like if they sign a young guy, like you were saying, like this to me just seems like preparation for the future for sure. Like, use this guy for the next 5 months, kind of like get him up to speed, like, in a rather slow way. Maybe he's going to play some matches, maybe he's not, or some tournaments, maybe he's not going to play all of them because it's still a 6-man roster, right? And it doesn't look obvious to me who would just be the man out immediately if you wanted to bring Lucky in.
Yeah.
So, and then there's like the Glaive, becoming a father in the fall at some point. They've definitely already hinted at him taking a break. I think he's already outright said it, that he's probably going to take a break around that time. So that's like something that's obviously they also have to take into consideration. So that's like what it feels to me, that like they basically are going to build around those two, plus now Lucky, who's kind of like the new guy coming in, and the rest of the team might be just entirely different.
And that's not bad going forward, right? Like, you can see the thought process there, and they can definitely plug those gaps. Like, I think one of the reasons I could, like, if I was going to live in the fantasy land that maybe they were going to re-sign Dupree or Megisk or something like that, this is the excuse I could make, is if you sign the players at different times, they don't have the collective bargaining power, right? If they all get signed at the same time, then they have their collective bargaining power as a team. If you sign them separately, then you can negotiate with them in isolated situations. But I mean,
at the same time, to argue against that, like, they're probably just renegotiating from from the start of the year anyway, and it's just going to be like another. Well, in Glaive's case, it's a 3-year contract, so it's just an extension, right? It's not like he's like any of the other guys could just renegotiate like in the next 3 months, and it's still going to be the same. Most likely, it's still going to be the same like 3-year contract or whatever it's going to be in the specific cases. So yeah, this definitely is not an indication of that.
Okay. We got anything else on the Astralis stuff, or do we want to roll the rest of it into the Hunden conversation we'll have in a minute? I see nods. We'll do that. All right. So the other news that came out of Complexity, when we were doing the show last time around, the news dropped. It broke live. The ESSA tag joined Complexity. And I was like, meh. I don't know how many people were like, woo, yeah, like this is sick, right? Now, the same kind of thing initially with Peacemaker. Like these signings, they're not like blow your socks off signings. They're obviously very serviceable. Yeah, but it's not like ground.
What they need, right?
Does this fix Complexity, smooya?
I think replacing Rush, regardless of how he plays in game, is like quite a bad mistake. I mean, you hear from every single team he's ever been in, he makes them better. Any team he joins, they get better. Any team that he leaves, they automatically get worse. That's kind of what's happened throughout his whole career. I have my own opinions on like the whole Complexity team. I think you can't have JKS and blameF, sorry, because they're too alike. They take up too much space, respectively. I mean, in their own teams, they're both top 20 players, if not like higher, top 10 with the impact that they have. But the thing is with Counter-Strike right now is you can't have two of them on one team because they're both pretty passive. They both like to play the clutches. They both like to play the late round scenarios, you know. And I mean, unless you just have two happies on each side of the map, like, and hopefully they somehow flank together and 2v5, like it's quite hard, you know. So I think they just have like a little bit of a role balance because it's very hard to replace Obo. He played all the worst roles. You would say run through this Molotov full blind and go get one, and he would go get one like it was nothing, you know. And yeah, I think that they have to figure that out before they replace like the rest of the team, you know. I could be completely wrong. Maybe they're the happiest they've ever been. I don't know, but that's what it seems like from the outside when you look.
It's gonna suck though, right? Because like what you were talking about with the JKS move, when you think about it on a CT side, for me, it makes sense because all the roles that Obo played, JKS could come in and be those bomb site anchors,
most
right?
of them, yeah, exactly.
But the T side, it's been such a calamity. I didn't think it would be this bad, but I also think there's maybe been a bit of stubbornness in not changing their play style. Because Complexity felt like they started to get red a little bit there for a while there, and it didn't really feel like too much had changed. So obviously having a new coach come in, Striker, do we think that the fact that Peacemaker and blameF have worked together before is going to, I don't know, is it going to be more harmony? Is it going to be quicker? Like, I don't know what to make of this move, right? Like, if we're looking at some of the problems that smooya is talking about in the team, they sound like more like T-side issues.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people probably have similar thoughts to you, right? So what do we think about this, Striker? Do we think that Peacemaker coming in is going to solve any of those issues?
I mean, he's been known to be kind of a strategic coach, I would say. It's much more on that side rather than like the motivational side or anything like that. From, you know, talking to people who have worked with him and stuff like that. So there's definitely something that he could bring into the team, and that's in that aspect, and maybe like a fresh perspective. I could definitely see him doing that. I think he's quite an opinionated guy, and he's just gonna kind of like try to not necessarily impose, but you know, like present his side of how he thinks the CS should be played and stuff like that. And clearly, like blameF must be thinking quite highly of him if he wants to work with him again. And ESSA tag, it was actually at the same time that they played together. I think ESSA tag was part of the same team when Peacemaker was there as well.
With Freiburg, right? That team back in the day?
Yeah, exactly. blameF, ESSA tag, Freiburg. Who else was in that
Down
team?
was there still. Was there, right? Down was definitely there.
Yeah, and somebody else.
When someone left, but
yeah. But I think that was whatever. It doesn't matter. But obviously, those three were definitely together at some point. That's for sure. And so like that's kind of like the positive that I'm looking at, because like obviously blameF must see something in the guy to bring him back. So like there's at least something there.
Now, Prof, we didn't discuss this last time around, but is this team now on the fast track to becoming fully Danish for as long as they can hold on to config until he gets taken by Astralis?
Yeah, that is kind of the worry long term. Not even him going to Astralis, but like becoming a Danish team and having these 3 Danish players plus 3 players that played together. I mean, 2 players and a coach that played together before. It feels like JKS and Poison could be kind of left on the fringes of the team. And if this team already doesn't have a good chemistry and good vibe, which is something that we kind of have a feeling might be an issue there, then this could only make things worse. And it just this doesn't feel like they're fixing their issues with the changes, right? It doesn't feel like they're addressing the biggest issues, which are probably JKS and Poison, just in terms of their performances.
Yeah, I think like the mood thing, like Rush would have been one of the guys, especially with his experience, who would have been keeping people quite, I don't want to say happy, but positive.
Right?
Yeah. And then when you see Blame and you see JKS, now I've known JKS forever. He never smiles, but Blame, he used to smile. I remember when they were playing at Cologne, he wasn't smiling at all. Poison, he's been pretty hit and miss as well lately. And the thing is, another thing that's probably a little bit underrated with the Tag edition. Who's gonna make space for Config to come in as a second man? Is Config now just gonna have to go do it on his own? Like who's going in? Who are you sending in first?
I guess it's Tag.
I mean, Tag did do like they wanted Tag to have the Cloud9. I mean,
Does
wanted
he feel like
to have
that,
the no, not really. And even from like the talk that I had with him at some point, like it seems like he's just more comfortable in those, like basically like the role that he played instead of Zipex at some point, right? When he was in Astralis. So that seems like the type of a role that fits him a little bit more.
So
that's kind
role.
of what I'm.
Yeah, the JKS play.
So another one of those.
Now we got 3 of them. We got 3 flanks coming in from lower on Nuke.
Exactly.
Well,
Zipex
everybody's
is a little bit different. Zipex is a little bit different than that. I don't think he's necessarily in that same conversation with those two people, but still, like obviously, it's just more of a passive guy than an aggressive. But obviously, like Tag has filled like so many different positions throughout his career that I'm sure he can do like any job to a serviceable level.
Yeah, he's insane. He's like a Swiss Army knife, man. That guy's orbed his HL, his entry, and he's gone second. Like he'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't expect him. I expect him to kind of take all of the shit positions that nobody else wants to, essentially, because that's kind of like been his forte throughout the years. So like I'm not necessarily sure that he wants to do that anymore, but I don't think he'll have much of a choice in this case.
That's the thing.
Like,
I can see him being an operator Rush. Like his English is also pretty good. Like it's actually perfect.
Very good. Yeah,
it's like perfect English.
He has an American accent, I swear.
Yeah,
pretty
his
much,
parents
pretty
are
much,
American. When I spoke to him, I thought he was English. I was like,
there is something about it. So that's good. And maybe he can play like Rush's positions better than him. But I still don't think that makes like a big difference in complexity overall. I don't think that is, the issue that they had. And then this is going to make them, a stable top 10 team or getting to semifinals, because I don't remember the last time they got to like a semifinal. I don't know if that happened this year at all.
I don't think so. Maybe in one of the Snow Sweet Snows or whatever the fuck
that doesn't
called.
count. So
yeah,
okay.
They already you start in the quarterfinals in those. So getting to the semis, 1 best of 3, right? I'm excited to see Complexity first pick Mirage more. That's really going to excite me for the rest of the year. All right, let's move forward into some more Danish news. Everyone's favorite Danish coach, HUNDEN. There's some fucking drama, boys. Some drama. Who would have thought? The newest now. If you guys haven't read this, HUNDEN put a statement out. I'm going to go find the statement. I should have had this ready, but I'm very unorganized today.
Oh, that's the keyboard. I heard it.
Yeah, man. It's loud. It's loud as fuck. Now, should I read through this entire statement for everybody at home, or should I just get the nice bits, the juicy bits?
Maybe just get towards like the latter part where it's kind of like the most important.
All right. This was 5 hours ago. He tweeted this, guys. Now, if you're not up to date with HUNDEN, he used the coaching bug. He got in trouble for that, and he kind of fucked himself. Now, apparently, there might be a bit more self-fuckery going on here. Recent rumors claim that I have shared heroic strat book. This I can categorically deny.
Categorically.
I have the biggest respect for heroic, and I would never want to harm the team or in any way affect them negatively. The material I have shared is anti-strat material of opponents. Now, that sounds like that's at the end of my strat book in the subsection called anti-strats. Probably still in my strat book. Anti-strat, the word in there, strat, also
it's
included
probably
in the first word, strat book.
It's just like preparation and stuff, right? It's like maybe if they have like a game plan going into a game, hey, we trust this team 16, no, take this.
Sure. I also think that you think okay, let me keep reading this. This material was shared with colleagues from other teams in the context of sparring. Knowledge sharing is essential for me as a coach in respect to staying in the loop and developing. At no point in time has Heroic's own tactics been shared or discussed. Now, this next bit, This next bit perks my ears up even more. In addition to this is where I feel like he's dobbing himself in. In addition to this, I want to state that I will always cooperate with ESIC and other relevant institutions, as well as provide documentation about anything found necessary to the case. Now, where the fuck did ESIC come from?
What the fuck?
Where did that
in
come from?
In general, this is just kind of like preemptive, right? Like obviously there was somebody who must have accused him of doing something wrong in the behind the scenes, and he's trying to get ahead of that. That's pretty obvious from the situation, because why would you just shoot yourself in the foot and just say, okay, well, somebody says I did this, but I didn't do this. Why would you do that until somebody says it, right? So that's kind of like what I'm taking away from that. I personally feel like, yeah, I don't know what to think about that last part. Essentially, like
I'm not guilty. I'm not
it
guilty.
definitely doesn't seem
Here's my book.
Yeah.
It's just like,
it's worrying. It is very worrying, though,
I didn't
isn't
even
it?
see this one. That's crazy.
It's very worrying. Like you'd think that if you fucked up with the coach bug thing, you need to keep your nose clean.
This stuff's fine though. What he did.
But I mean,
though,
this seems very mild, to be honest. Like I don't think if it is just anti-strats, go ahead, Prof.
I wanted to just ask, like, smooya, what he thinks an anti-strat actually is. Like, what is an anti-strat?
Yeah, I mean, it's. Wait, yeah, okay. Before I say something absolutely crazy, I mean, it's, for example, you watch a demo, you see this player likes to do this, they'd like to react like this in 3v3s. Every team at their level have every strat, yeah, but each team kind of have their own. This strat works a little bit better for us, so then maybe you need to watch out for this more often. Maybe they like to vent drop a lot on nuke, yeah, stuff like this. So that's it, really. It's nothing serious.
Yeah, when you say anti-strat, it's not like the anti-strat has like, oh, this guy does this, so our response to that is like,
oh, no,
we do this,
and
this, and then yeah.
My level of anti-strat isn't it's like, okay, we have this guy likes to play ramp, we should probably go there because he's not that good. This guy plays outside, he's very good, don't go near him. That's kind of our anti-strat. But for them,
I mean, to be fair,
like
yeah, to be fair, I think it's more, I think the anti-strat thing is kind of like taking it a little bit too far. I feel like it's more like opponent tendencies and stuff like that. Some reads that he got on like other teams' game, rather than like an entire game plan of like how Heroic would have approached this matchup, right?
Use this strat at this round.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. I think it's not. It's definitely not what he's referring to doing. So I think it's almost like it's much more harmless than what it's almost made out to be.
It happens all the time, man.
Yeah. But so let's reframe it for a second. Let's not just talk about HUNDEN here. Let's talk about this as an overall thing, right? About sharing this kind of information. Now, smooya, if you're preparing for an event, and in your group, for example, there's a bunch of teams, so you're not pracking against them, but your mates with endpoint, and they're in another group, so they're pracking against the teams in your group, and then they come to you and they say, hey, we pracked them a shitload, this is the stuff they're doing. Do you think that is quite low on the integrity scale?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there was that whole thing back in the day, like this happened when I was in Big, when everyone was recording Praccs. For some weird fucking reason, GoTV was always on, and you would have to fight with people to turn it off, and they would refuse. And we're like, well, we're just not going to fucking Pracc you then. Like, because it recorded, downloaded from their POV, and then replayed when they played you in a match. And it's like, that's literally like close to cheating, because you have a GoTV of everyone in the server. You can see how we move, where we aim. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty scummy. And I also think that's quite scummy. I can't say I've ever done it. Like, maybe one time I said to Kita, because he's like an analyst, right? I'll be like, hey, bro, I'm playing this team. What does the AWP like to pick? He's like, oh, I saw he likes to peek ramp or whatever, like before a game. But like, I've never gone in and been like, bro, can you give me a detailed breakdown on how this guy likes to move or so? And especially with, if I practice someone, we actually worry about that. There was one team, I won't going to say any names because I'm a changed man, but there was one team that we played in the official, and I swear to fucking God, someone told them everything. Like all of our pistols on Inferno and Vertigo. We got absolutely antied the whole game, and I was like, everything's new. I'm like, well, someone's for sure told them, like, what the fuck is this? So then we had to be careful with who we were practicing before certain events and stuff. That does happen for sure, though, the stuff you're talking about. Yeah, but I think it's scummy as well, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, people definitely share information. I know I don't know anything, but if Nico and Hunter are in two different teams and they're playing, a major or whatever, and Nico played against one team and Hunter is playing against the same team tomorrow.
Just talks, yes.
They'll talk, yeah, and Kassad will come and then like he'll say, oh, we played against them 2 weeks ago, and they'll share information, right? So
yeah, for sure.
How big of a difference this thing with HUNDEN is from that, like that Nico Kassad Hunter imaginary situation, I think we all think is fine, right? And how far away is this HUNDEN situation, like sharing anti-strats, how much information there is and how bad that is? I wouldn't say it's definitely not something that gets you banned. Maybe we can say like that's a cunt move, you maybe shouldn't do it.
Yeah, but it's
But
I think.
but with all of these like analysts working behind the scenes and all of this information being shared all the time anyway, I don't know how big of a difference it actually makes.
I think
what-
it makes. I think
yeah.
where the distinction is kind of like practice results, right? Like because that's kind of like a sacred ground almost, where like that information shouldn't get out outside of the teams where that actually played in that game, because that's not public information. That's not like a demo that you can just download on HLTV, you know, and find out everything that's there, right? So that's where teams just practice new stuff, and just like with the aim that this shouldn't be getting out, right? We're practicing like specific teams that we're never going to play in the near future, so that we're just prepared for them, right? So that's just something that I think where the line basically is. Like if it's from practice, like you should just like keep that away. If it's like same thing with like different players playing in the teams, right? Like that's something that you shouldn't reveal to anybody else if you if you're on the like allowed to disclose that information, right? So
For sure.
Yeah, I think one of the things that like I build as a story in my head, because I'm a little bit mental, is like if you believe that the HUNDEN is linked to Astralis situation with him not going to Cologne with the team, and then
And Astralis beat heroic. What are we doing here? Sports
Well,
confirmed it.
you know,
Oh,
I'm
God.
not saying anything. I'm just presenting.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding, sir.
I'm just
certainly that certainly felt abrupt. By the way, that specific move that they just pulled him out of. Now pulled him out of. I don't actually know how long before Cologne it happened, but it seemed so sudden.
So Sponge, you're saying that HUNDEN...
I'm not saying anything. I'm just presenting a theory.
Bro, that didn't even cross my mind, man. That's crazy.
So let's say, in theory,
Oh,
Sponge
God.
could have shared Heroic's information with Astralis ahead of their match at IM Cologne. So his
Yeah,
new team...
you said
that
me,
he
but
was-
you mean HUNDEN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny, man. Holy shit.
That's a massive speculation.
But
right
wait,
there.
sorry, does anyone know why HUNDEN didn't go to Cologne? Was there a reason specified?
They were
That's
specifically
crazy in
asked
itself,
about
man.
it. They were specifically asked about it in the press conference that took place before Cologne. I was part of that press conference, so I know what the answer was. And basically, like
Oh,
the
boy.
second that the discussion turned to HUNDEN, and there was like 3 questions around it. Let's say like 3 different journalists asked something about HUNDEN, right? And basically, like the immediate reaction was to take focus on who is at the event. Like HUNDEN's name was not mentioned one time during any of those answers.
That's
Now-
So
weird.
that's just how immediately they just wanted to fucking disconnect from that
that's not bad. I'm
situation.
good.
It's just like, no, who did who? We never had who did what?
That's
I
fucking
think
crazy, man.
Robbie, the guy who they took with them, was like coaching them when they won Pro League, right? Was because HUNDEN couldn't be there because he was still banned for the camera stuff. So I think that is what they used as their reasoning, right? That they were going to have the same formation that they used when they won Pro League. Which, if
fair.
it was
That's
me
fair.
and I was going to the biggest event of the calendar year so far, why would I not take my coach, my actual like renowned coach for being good with strategy?
Right.
And who has a really good history with the players in the team because he
Very good
basically
connection
brought,
as well, yeah.
you know, like for me, that's just way too many coinky dinks.
I think
Yeah.
the weird one is that there's no reason. If you're not going to an event, there's no reason that it's fair for someone to say, you know what, I'm not going, and that's it. You can't ask me why. Like, what the fuck? Like, you have to give a reason why you're not there.
Yeah,
And if
there
we
was
get
zero.
one-
There was zero.
If we get one, then we can be like, okay, it's not dodgy. But for now, when you said it the way you said it, I was like, okay. Astralis, what? I'm like, what the? I don't
Yeah.
know. It's
To be
So-
fair, I don't know if it has anything to do with these allegations that are going on behind the scenes. It could just be that
Of
HUNDEN's
course.
basically going to Astralis, and so like, fuck that. Like, we're just not gonna have him at events if we're not gonna have him long term, right? So like, it could make perfect sense from that angle. Like, but like the fact that they just completely, swept it under the rug. Whatever the conversation came around, that was kind of funny.
They put
So
the guy
funny.
on a billboard. They put him on a billboard, and then they didn't take him to Cologne. Okay, all right, let's move on. Let's talk about smooya's future in-game leader, who's going to lead British Counter-Strike to their first Snow Sweet Snow title, Alex and mezii.
What? What the fuck?
Well, I went with something winnable. I went with something that you boys could win. A Snow Sweet Snow is a good place to start, and then you could be like Gambit. Now they're the best team in the world, or second best team in the world, or third best team in the world.
Yeah, carry on.
Alex and mezii in talks with Fnatic. Now, we spoke about this on last week's show. We're talking about like MSL or Alex in-game leading the team. And then the other night, I was watching my boy Magix, the
Russian nice lad.
Yeah, the one who loves grinding the FPL. And he was playing an FPL game. Boris the Butcher, we call him.
Boris the Butcher.
Yeah. And he was playing a game on Inferno. Now, watch this for another coincidence, boys. With Yakinyo and Alex. Now, guys, they could have just queued and been in a face at FPL lobby at the same time. That's
the Magic is joining Fnatic? That's fucking crazy, man. That's what I take from that.
But look, do we how much stock are we putting in this? Has anyone heard anything legit in Alex and mezii joining Fnatic?
I mean, this is usually like one of the most legit reports that you can get, at least that there are talks, you know.
Okay, how's it legit?
I mean, when it comes to Nell's reputation in generally, like he's been pretty accurate with these things. That at least like whenever he reports something, it's something that's actually going on behind the scenes. So it's definitely something that you can be pretty sure that at least is happening. That obviously doesn't mean that they're joining. It's just the actual report is that they're in talks. So like obviously some sort of negotiations are going on, and considering that even Karn said that they're just still not sure about what the team is going to look like very recently. I think might have been even today where that video was released. And he basically referred to like what the new team is going to look like, and he said something like, we're just not ready to reveal that yet. We're just taking our time to make the right decision, right? So it just seems like this is just something that that they're definitely considering, but maybe not happening.
Well, let's put it this way. Pro League starts in 19 days and Fnatic are in Group C. So let's say that they have 25 days.
Look, they put together the academy team like less than 24 hours before they played their first match in the academy.
They announced the team the day of. I was like sitting there watching day one of the academy league. Like Fnatic don't even have a fucking roster yet.
And the next like 4 hours.
there wasn't even an interview with Vargali is the Romanian opera. Yeah. Where he basically said that he basically confirmed that the team was basically put together like less than 24 hours before their first match, like finished at least. Like they only had like 3 players until like the 2 days before or something like that. So
perfect.
Can I ask an unrelated question to this Fnatic news with that Fnatic news? Does that what does that say about their results, or what does that say about the results in the Academy League then?
How are they doing even? I kind of forgot to.
Like middle of the pack.
They're pretty okay,
5 wins,
right?
4 losses.
Yeah.
Okay, right? Is that playoffs or no?
But that's my point, is that they made the team 24 hours before the event started, and they're, taking like...
Still better than Astralis talent.
True. They got gifted, that Vigo kid got gifted a 1v5 today because I think NIP tried to knife him.
Yeah.
We
like that.
Bit of a blunder. Okay, so Nell has reported this is in talks. Now, we spoke about it, Prof, last week. So let me just get smooya's opinion, and then we'll see if we have anything else to add on top. smooya, Alex and mezii to Fnatic. Jackinho probably AWPing. Brolin and Crims are fucking nuts. What do you think? Can it work?
It's a very good lineup, but again, it comes down to mezii's now shown that he can bang with the best in his roles. When he's in his roles. So if he joins Fnatic, does that mean he takes some of the star power of Crims and Brolin? If Alex is the leader, maybe he'll allow it, If mezii's like your worst player in the team or your 4th best player, you have a fucking good team. Like, if that's the bar that you're setting, if he's like, you have Brolin, Crims, who would be the 3rd best, right? I'd say it's better than Jackinho. Regardless, if he gets his roles, it will be a good team. But the issue is, the issue I have in my head would be a Cloud9 situation. Maybe he gets half the roles he likes, but half the roles he doesn't like, and then he won't perform at the level he's performing at Endpoint. Because right now the teams, it's like a gymnastic photo. It's like all 4 of them underneath, and then mezii on top, like doing some fucking shit like this. Like it looks like some beautiful fucking thing on top, and he's like the star. The same with me and Movistar, to be honest. But well, I mean, it is. I just get set up by my teammates, and it's easy. Same for him. But he's been playing insane. But if he gets the roles, then yeah, it will be a very good team. But does Brolan and Crim say, "Who the fuck are you? We've been doing this shit for years." I don't know how it works, but the roles are going to be a problem.
I'm curious who's going to be doing like the hard entry stuff, Prof. Because like Jacquinho's going to be AWPing, right? Maybe Alex will have to be an entry frag and game leader. Yeah, he did a bit.
Yeah,
well.
he used to do it quite a bit.
Right? Is Crim?
I can. So can Brolan as well. Like they're very versatile.
Brolan likes the entry, and Alex can do like the Hampus style, Alexi B style. I think that fits. So
this could work. This team could work.
Yeah,
I mean, sure. They have to just fix the roles. Also,
definitely has like a higher potential than the MSL version. So for that, that's kind of a plus there. But still, we'll have to see how it actually works. I'm actually not sure what's going to happen. Are they going to maybe add a coach as well? Because Samuelson kind of moved to I don't know what they call it.
Or like an advisory role.
Yeah, right? Something like manager of CS.
No, it's like director of team. But Card actually specifically called him that, whatever the new title is. I forgot, with like team director or something like that, and head coach. So it's like he's still the coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just had some additional responsibilities because of this academy team, I'd say.
Well, Kita's free at the moment. Is like Zeus is free at the moment. There's a couple of names you could start pitching around to fit in there. And I think Kita, obviously being quite analytical, might work well with Alex, who to me seems like he can be a strong in-game leader, like in terms of, just he can call the shots and then Kita can feed him all the juicy gossip. So that's a possibility potentially. Let's move forward to some crazy German news. You guys wouldn't believe it. You guys won't believe it. But apparently there's a rumor that Denis is getting cut. Now, Denis to big in places in Taras.
Don't even start it. Don't even start it. It's not happening. There's no way.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah,
like Faven to big in places in Taras.
Now we're talking.
Now we have a conversation.
But what do you mean minus centers? Why he's not leaving big?
Because he's going to make a team with Woxic and Calix and Turkey.
Nope. I would know about it.
Is that smooya confirmed?
I'm not confirming anything, but from my own knowledge, I speak to Xtrfy quite a lot.
Okay.
He's a fucking beautiful person. Love him a lot.
Okay.
Even better player. I mean, he would have told me for sure. And I would happily leak it because Xtrfy knows that I like to troll him a little bit. But from my knowledge, he's a big... I think they have another, a long time on their contracts, man. Nearly a year and a half, 2 years or so.
Okay.
He's been there quite long, though.
Yeah, he re-signed a big deal when I was still there. So we were going to sign contracts at the same time, and then I got kicked.
But then...
It was like, boys, we're bringing you in to be the star players. I was like, let's go, baby. They said, Smooya, you're out. And I went, okay, that's cool. Have fun. But yeah, from my knowledge, he has at least a year and a half or so in his contract. And yeah, he's happy, man.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think that's happening.
So the question is whether the team is happy.
This
is something that's been hanging over their heads for such a long time, right? Like, I think they've been kind of looking to
the English bitter.
People are saying that his contract ends in 4 months. That's there's no shot it ends in 4 months.
Other people are saying that he resigned for 2 years.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I don't know if that's ever been. I don't know if that's ever been public. At least I don't know if it has. But it's like some of these, this contract information is just so fucking all over the place a lot of the time. You just don't know. You just don't know what you can believe, and the teams usually don't say it, so it's just difficult to judge, right?
Do we think Denis would at all be involved in big?
No.
Okay.
No.
So,
absolutely zero chance.
No way.
If he joins big, I'll shave my head live on HLTV Confirmed. If
okay,
Denis
we'll take
joins
that.
big, I will shave my head. There's not a fucking chance in France that shit
If
happens.
Denis gets cut, we call Lens from big. We just sign him for a day.
10-day contract. 10-day contract.
10-day contract. Just to troll Smooya, please. Thank you very much.
Lens would probably do it.
No, but he has to play. He has to play for like a month.
Too late for that. Clip it, boys.
All right. So Denis getting cut. I thought Denis was playing better recently. I know Sprout, they're always going to, be an outside of the top 20 kind of team. But if they're getting rid of Denis from Sprout, what's going on over at Sprout? Who are they going to replace?
To be honest, didn't alternate attacks cut their whole team? So maybe there are free agents that they can maybe upgrade.
They have a kid signed, right? A 16-year-old kid.
They also do. Yeah.
I forgot his name, but he was a bit of a beast. From
Are we talking about this academy team?
No. They signed a player who was only playing in like the German league with him or so.
The
Like,
Sprout 6th player, yeah.
yeah, they have a 6th player, and I forget his name. He's good little kid, very good at CS actually.
Why don't we have him on?
It's not on HLTV though, right? I checked the other day.
Oh my god, this is so bad.
Well, you know, it might be on Wikipedia, guys.
It's they for sure have a 6th player anyway. So maybe it's him. I'm not sure.
So people are saying a kid called QB.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, we do have him on
he's on
HLTV though, for sure.
But I mean, he's not on the.
Oh,
on
as in like, is that
on the roster? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Apparently he's loaned. That's why he hasn't actually signed full time. Okay, that would make more sense why he's not on the roster.
Okay.
HLTV.
Well, there you
But
go.
yeah, maybe they use him because that guy's a fucking beast. So yeah.
All right. Interesting. So do we have? I guess we don't really have a whole.
Nah.
All right. Lovely piece of news coming out of Elijah's stream as he was playing Valorant. He said on his stream, was asked the question about in-game leading, and they said that Stewie was in-game leading, but after the player break, Fallen might be in-game leading.
Might be.
Might
The
be.
keyword might.
Might not
Might
be.
be.
It's a fucking raffle, man. I swear.
Now, is it a circus over there? Fallen in-game leading, not in-game leading again. What's going on?
Our colleague did reach out to Elish asking, like, so is he gonna be in-game leading? What is going on here? He got the classic no comment. So that also is just feels like, as Striker you wrote, I said something that I shouldn't have said, so I'll just ignore that and I'll just
act like I had never said anything.
Nothing happened. I don't know what you're talking about. Fallen is not in-game leading. In the past, Stewie in-game lead, and then Fallen a bit, then also Stewie, and then we don't know actually what we're doing with this team at this moment. So we're just like shifting things around.
So how much longer do we give this team until one of their players goes to Valorant? End of the year?
I'm not willing to even. I don't want to lose any of them players.
I mean,
I don't want to lose any either, but
Fallen isn't going to go to Valorant.
Yeah,
so.
Naf's for sure going to go, right? All of his friends have gone, I think.
Well,
Like, he has like a
back.
super,
Back in CS now.
Oh, actually, you're right. Maybe he stays. The other one that I could see leaving would be Naf, because that guy does what the fuck he wants, man. It's like Conor McGregor. He
Yeah, it
just
seems like it for sure.
He doesn't say shit, does what he wants, and just fucking cashes checks, man. So I
Yeah.
have no idea.
well, Grim's not going anywhere, right? He fucking loves it, and he actually had some pretty good maps on LAN not too long
At
ago.
all,
So
map, right? He
it's
popped off.
fucking beastly, yeah. So I don't know. That was meant more of a little bit of a joke, just because the base of North American Counter-Strike. But Liquid seem like they're a bit of a mess, right? They brought Adren in. Wasn't Stewie talking about it in the interview? It was meant to be a bit more like tactical as far as the in-game leading goes, and then now they're playing hot potato with this in-game leadership role. It always would have like I like the fact that if Adren's there to do the tactic stuff for Fallen, I like that. I would
Yeah,
prefer
so he
Fallen
can
to
just
be
lead, right?
calling. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't like Stewie as an in-game leader because I think he's too emotional. I think
sure.
yeah. So it's not that I don't think he can in-game lead. It's just that I would prefer to have Fallen doing it. And then look, that's what I would have wanted originally, but now they flip-flop back and forth. It just makes them look like that nobody's running the show over there, you know?
It seems weird. It feels like it's kind of like the last hurrah, right? If Fallen's gonna IGL now, it's kind of like, right, we all buy into it. No more egos. We're all gonna listen to Fallen. Whatever he calls, even if we think it's bad, we do it anyway. Like, just give him confidence again. Because in his old team, he could have called 5 guys by auto snipers and fucking rush B on cobblestone, and everyone would do it. Like in the LG team, like they were absolutely crazy, but they were crazy together. But in this team, it feels like sometimes they're not all on the same page, and I think you have to just give it one more try. Like, you can't keep on in limbo. Like, bro, look at the names they have. They can't be outside the top 10. It's impossible. They have fucking Fallen, Stewie, Elise, and Naf. I mean, Grim's also insane, but he wasn't at like the high level they were,
Sure.
But them 4 alone is enough for top 10, man. Like, so for me, they give it one more chance. Let Fallen be the absolute leader that everyone knows he can be. Is insane. And then if it doesn't work, sometimes it doesn't work. It's how it is.
It seems like
But give it a proper try.
But it seems like they're spending less time in Europe, right? They had that whole stint, right, Striker, where they didn't come back to Europe for a while.
Yeah,
So-
they were playing some North American stuff as well, even the lower tier stuff that you probably wouldn't expect them to play.
And that's not going to really fly when you come back over for Pro League, right? Because you're here for longer stints. It's online Counter-Strike again, so you're not going to have the LAN buff, right? You're not going to have that. That experience doesn't matter anymore. We all saw exactly what it means or doesn't mean, right? So what do you make of this, Striker? Do you think this is the better of the two evils? What does this say to you?
I mean, I just wish they would fucking make up their mind, right? Like, that's the biggest part for me. Like
Like
just
VP.
stop changing all the time. Like,
Yeah.
just decide on one and stick with it for a while. Like, they've literally changed like every 2 months or something, and like in between they've changed probably like on separate maps, and then they just made it for everybody because that's like what the
it's
insinuation
weird,
was
man.
early on, where just like they were sharing those duties at some point. So it's just like just pick one. Like, you can't have two leaders just switching around all the time. It's just impossible. Like,
Bring
you
back
can't function
Nitro?
that way. Yeah, maybe that's the
He
solution.
said he missed watching Counter-Strike. He made a tweet about it the other day, right?
True.
When the LAN was on, he said he missed it. Prof, you got anything about this, or should we jump into EPL?
Nah, I mean, it's just a whole Liquid situation from the start. I mean, it felt like we should have fallen in game leading, and then at the start when we didn't get that, from then it's just been weird, right?
Yeah.
It's just been weird.
A mess.
All right, let's move into this EPL stuff now. I want to give you a link, Lucas, for the reworked for the finals stuff, and we should the groups went out when we were doing last week's show, was it? I don't think so.
I don't think. No.
All right, so we're not going to have like a huge conversation about it now. I'll just bring the groups up and we can just I'll just quickly run through them, but we will talk about the playoff changing, right?
Yeah. The format.
So Lucas, bring up that first one and I'll just run through these groups. So group A, we have Heroic, Astralis, Vitality. Oh yeah, I'll read through all these and we'll just say which one we think is most... Yeah.
Because I have no idea what the whole changes are.
Here we go. Oh, for the playoffs, it's here.
Oh, we can go through that. It's pretty easy to explain.
I've been playing Valorant, so...
First of all, for the groups, Group A is Heroic, Astralis, Vitality, Spirit, Ents, Bad News Bears. Unlucky for Bad News Bears.
Oh, that's a tough group.
Yeah. Group B, G2, Virtus Pro, Complexity, OG, Renegade, Sinners. Oscar's here about to
Sinners here. Let's go, baby.
Group C, Navi, FaZe, Big, Mouse, EG, Fnatic. And Group D, NIP, Liquid, Team 1, Entropic, Gambit, and Furia. Now, Prof, out of all those, immediately, which one leaps off the page at you as being the most stacked? Because the consensus of the community was saying C, but I don't know if I agree with that.
The names in C are the best.
Yeah.
But I think probably B, G2, OG, Complex. I don't know. I actually don't know. Maybe A has 4 pretty solid
I think
teams.
D's pretty fucking hard, man. Like, Entropic are no slouches. Gambit is sick.
D's the easiest, I would say.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Team 1 is the only bad team in that group, though.
Furia isn't really
if we're talking online, Furia don't play that well right now. Entropic, it's a gamble if they're going to perform. Liquid or Liquid, we just spoke about Liquid, that they're not that good online.
They have a lot of problems.
So it's like, realistically, there's like 2 really good teams, 2 okay teams, and 2 meh teams. Like, all 2 unknown teams, you know, we're not sure. But like, Group A looks the hardest, I would say. Online, Group A is the hardest, I think.
Spirit, Heroic, Vitality with
Renegades don't have the land buff, you know.
I think with Ents looking up again and finally getting some consistency towards the end of the season
now.
Yeah, I think that makes that group probably the hardest now, because we saw what Ents did like very early on in that lineup when they played the first pro league. So I'd say that's probably the strongest. But I feel like, honestly, considering that we're just like debating this and not really sure about which one is the strongest, it just speaks to it being pretty well seated, right?
It's finally good groups. Yeah.
Look at that.
C is definitely
Season
like
14.
Yeah.
Oh, dearie me. We got there, guys. We fucking got there. Pop the cork. Mihal Slavinsky got a smile from ear to ear. We fucking done it.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at just like name value alone, like C is 100%.
Crazy.
It has to be C for sure, because it's just no like outside team, right? It's all the top names essentially, like, who are at one point at least the top 10 team, right?
Biased, because right now Fnatic don't have a roster. EG are kind of on the rocks. FaZe are only good at LAN apparently. Apparently online they've got like a 5% map win ratio, but they're unbeaten champions, undefined, undisputed at LAN apparently. That's fucking, I don't know how that works.
I think Cologne's still gonna give them some much needed confidence for sure. Like, there's no way they're gonna be as bad as they were before, I think.
Really?
Not
as bad, but how can you go from, they really lost, like, they had 10% map win ratio, and then they destroy everyone at LAN? I don't know, but it's CRA, right? The hardest group, I think.
I like the A call, especially because of the environment, and Heroic won last season, right? Astralis is going to be interesting to see how Lucky is integrated. I love the anime weeb team over there, and Vitality of Masuda, Kyojin, and Zaiwu, like those 3 little fucking hungry fraggers. And then Spirit, they always seem
also
pretty gnarly.
5 hungry fraggers.
Yeah.
Those guys
they love
fucking live and breathe CS, man.
I agree with like the dilapidated teams in Group C, right? Like, EG, if there's rumors that Rush is meant to be joining. I mentioned that on last week's show, but like, I haven't heard anything since, so I don't know if that's still the case, and like what changes are happening over there.
Intuition.
Yeah, it's a weird
And
team.
Fnatic doesn't
This
even
player
have a
break
team,
is
so-
crazy, man. Like none of these rosters, like 80% of them are gonna swap a player anyway. So it's hard to even discuss which group's gonna be the hardest. Because maybe Simple joins G2 or so. You never know.
Yeah, that's not happening.
But how much? Put your hair on it. Let's just say I'll speak to some people to speak to some people if you want to lose that hair, sunshine.
I'll happily look. I've done it. I did it during COVID, so I'll happily shave my head again.
No, of course
If
he's not going
G2, Carlos, if you're listening, if G2 signs Simple, I am going to shave my head live on HLTV Confirmed.
I'll shave
There you
every
go.
hair on my whole body if Simple joins G2.
Okay.
Live. especially, yeah.
Let's jump into the playoff rework, right? Lucas, bring up this other link here that I'm
I
sending
mean,
you right
you can
now.
even just scroll down.
Oh, it's
or-
in the same tweet?
I mean,
Oh.
if you just scroll into the playoffs of the.
don't,
of the
don't
thing.
want, this graphic shows it quite nicely because it has the comparison of the old and the new, Prof. I want to show
yeah.
people the comparison of the old and the
Can you
new.
link it to?
Yeah. This one here, smooya. If you go to the tweet that from ESL, you click there. It has the full graphic, right? So just for those people playing at home, last season for season 13, if you topped your group, you went into what you can see at the top of the screen as play-in matches, and then that put you straight into the semi-finals, which a lot of people were saying was way too much of a buff, right? That you skipped too many rounds, and even if you lost that play-in match, you went into the quarterfinals, whereas teams coming second to third in their groups had to play round of 12 and then round of 8. So what they've done is they removed the play-ins, and they've just made it work like this now. So second and third from each group play off in the round of 12, and then each team that tops their group goes directly into the quarterfinals. So it just coming top in your group,
This
it's
is
not
much better actually.
Yeah, so it doesn't give you a huge advantage, right? Like the last time the advantage was probably too much. This is like a kind of mild advantage, but it's still you still skip around the competition, right? So it's going to put you straight into the quarters and then the semis.
That's how
and
it
then the
should
grand
be for
final.
sure. Not before it was like I remember I played one event and we lost to Liquid, I think. And then they won one more map and they're like already top 4. I'm like, wait a second, now we're like top 16 because we lost to them. I'm like, what? How does this make sense? That's crazy. But,
Yes.
this
So
looks better.
last time the way it worked, right, it was really emphasizing the group play, right? If you did good in the group, then you could get yourself locked in for the quarterfinals minimum straight away. This way here, obviously, it's not weighted as much, which I feel it could detract from the group play a little bit. But as long as we get the teams through that we want through, then should be no dramas, right? So this change is pretty good. Prof, would you do anything else to this?
I think it's good. I think it's fine. I mean, obviously there's the issue with round robin, how much teams are gonna try extra, and maybe we get some of those weird round robin situations, but hopefully not. Like last season went okay from what I remember. There wasn't any like pointless matches, or if they were, they didn't influence anything else, right? Like if I lose, nothing changes for me, but nothing changes for anyone else, and it's not like if I lose, then someone else goes through and this other team doesn't go through. You know, those are the worst situations in round robin.
Sure. Striker, you got anything here that sticks out to you? Or you happy with Prof? You think it's good?
No, yeah, I think it's good, especially just because of the kind of like the nature of the round robin, where even if you end up on the same win rate or win loss ratio, like one team could be first and then like suddenly they can skip 3 playoffs rounds, right? Even though like the difference between the first and second team in the group actually wasn't that big, right? Like it was very marginal. So I think that was like the biggest problem with this format, where like such a tiny little difference in groups could just like fucking just thrust you towards like a top 4 finish. So I like this.
Okay, cool. Let's jump into the last piece of recent news because there's been a shitload here in the day. The last piece is about the PGL Major, and basically a statement came out from PGL today, guys. If you haven't been keeping up with it, restrictions over there in Sweden have made it difficult. I think it was rumored that PGL might want to try and move it to a new European location because you couldn't get the visas for the players, couldn't get people into the arena. But today's comment is probably a little bit more promising, I would say, is the best way to start because they've given some key deadlines. Now, the long and the short of it is the 23rd of August and the 15th of September are the 2 main deadlines that you guys need to be keeping in the back of your minds. Now, if Sweden/Stockholm, I guess we put it as Stockholm, are able to meet the necessary requirements, which is you being able to get all the players in and being able to fill the arenas, because they want the arenas to be full. They don't want the arenas to be half full. Then it will go ahead in Stockholm in the Avicii Arena as previously planned at the start of the year. If not, they're going to move it to another European venue on the same dates. Now, no matter what happens, and this is if you're a fan out there and you're interested in buying tickets and you want to go to the event, it's going to work out in a situation where tickets will go on sale on the 15th of September, regardless, right? So by the 15th of September, we're going to know where the major is, how it's going down. I'm pretty sure, right? That sounds about right. Did I get all the info?
Yeah.
I actually read the press release today, so I did my job for once. I didn't just read the headline. I actually read the whole article, guys, like a big kid.
I have to say, I had this one prepared before it came out, but it was kind of a different article, what I had prepared. So I had to rewrite the whole thing when it came out. So yeah, that's it.
You were surprised, huh?
I mean, yes. I mean, the rumors were obviously that it's not gonna be in Sweden. So obviously some back and forth with the Swedish government and some soft encouragements from Sweden that this is going to happen, and they decided to give it more time, because essentially what PGL was saying, like the deadlines which they had in place before, were long gone, and they really wanted to book another venue. And I don't know what they did now. Maybe they put in a down payment for something else, because it's 2 months from like September 15th to when the major starts, where the major playoffs are, is not a big like time frame to book an arena, right? These things get booked
to set it
up. Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
and to set it up and to get people to,
The logistics, COVID stuff.
to ship all of these like massive things, right?
That massive arena behind you.
I mean, this is PGL Krakow, right? So you see how massive that shit is. So essentially, I don't know what happened in the background, but they managed to get some sort of an agreement there.
So I think this is obviously good, right? Because I know that people were probably really keen. So Stockholm's a great place, right? We've all been there. We'll know it's a nice place. It's a good spot.
In November, I feel like it's gonna be cold as fuck. So I'm not really a fan of that.
True. I didn't think of it from that perspective.
Ooh,
yeah, it will be
cold actually.
Yeah, it's gonna be very frigid,
windy.
actually.
Windy as well.
Yeah, it's super
close
windy.
to the sea, so it's like wet and cold.
I don't want to go there anymore.
Guys, it's gonna be nice. Trust me.
Here we go. It's like it won't be as cold as Udense, will it? Or maybe it'll be colder. I don't even know. I don't know which one's more
Probably
north.
be a bit colder, but the same kind of.
Oh
weather.
boy.
And it's big Counter-Strike fan base in Sweden, so we'll see what happens there. Okay, boys, we done with the recent news. Everybody happy?
Yep.
Yes.
Everyone looks happy. It looks like those smiles on faces. All right, we're going to move forward, and we're going to be getting into what was the what's the mid-season recap, right? So it's been we've already done the majority of the year, actually. We're towards the tail end of July, and it's been quite the year. We've had a lot of Counter-Strike. We've had a lot of dramas. We've had a whole lot go down in a half a year. So we're going to kind of talk through some of the bigger talking points. We have a bunch of different headlines here. And I guess we'll start with the dramas, the most outrageous dramas. Now, Alex is in chat talking a bit of shit. So Smooth, do you want to say anything to him here before we kick off?
To Alex, what would anyone else say? I mean, he wrote that I'm not going to be at the major, right? Because right now he's in a super good team himself, so that's how it is. At least I'm playing. So, and your wife's in me DMs. No, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, congrats on Fnatic, Alex.
Potentially joining a top 60 team, by the way. He's going to be lower ranked than you are at this point.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're a partner team. They'll get invited to all this shit anyway. So who gives a fuck? You can be ranked. It doesn't matter how highly you're ranked. It's all good. You're still in. Okay, dramas. Are we ready for the dramas?
Let's go.
Now, what I want to do here is I kind of would like Prof and Striker, if you could assist me in this, in summarizing some of the dramas so that people, if it is more of like a standalone podcast, they can, they don't have to go listen to other episodes to hear about other shit. Okay, so basically I did some tweets and I got some replies. So we have different dramas that the community were saying. And I'm going to go through the main ones. And then if you guys have any extras, we can add them on top. So here are the dramas. NIP, Anonymo, Flashpoint, RMR drama with the rematch.
This is juicy. I like this list already. I like this. Let's go, baby.
Akuma at the epic RMR event, which also in its own little thing was a bit of a shit show. Someone wrote simple Twitch bans. I don't know if that really even falls into our hemisphere. I don't know if we're even going to bother talking about that.
Doesn't compare.
Xantra's Twitch ban as well, man. Free Xantra's. Read my brother's answers live on the platform.
Aussie e-sick bans. That's quite a big one. It doesn't get as much talk about it, but it is
It's
actually
big for you.
No, but it is. It is. We'll talk about it in a second of why it is. Somebody wrote coach bug. Now I'm pretty sure that the coach bug shit was last year, so someone might be living in 2020. So we'll strike that one from the record. X win strike. I think that was to do with drama of them not getting paid.
Not paid. Yeah.
So we can leave that one there. The device drama. This is about him in the video saying that NIP are 5 steps ahead of Astralis, right? So that one stays in the mix. Someone
that good, man.
Someone said delusional JKS fan got a 10-year ban from the forums. I don't think that one really comes into play, so we can get rid of that one off the list.
So it's not Chad. We can confirm.
Just Chad got the ban.
Were there any
ban hammer?
Were there any other big dramas that the people on Twitter didn't get?
Yeah, there was one today.
The HUNDEN one.
I'm clean.
Okay. Well,
that one's
pretty.
One. Yeah, but that's pretty big though. If he has been sharing strats,
HUNDEN sharing strats. Okay.
I think the Flashpoint one just wins directly, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's say let's just say the and like potential cheating from Akuma is on paper it's bigger, but the impact that the NIP Anonymous had, like. Everyone got them. Everyone had to say their opinion. Like
that was crazy when that happened.
So that's kind of that's fucking surreal. That's definitely drama of the year, like half season drama of the season.
That definitely had the most traction, right?
That was crazy, man. When that happened, I couldn't believe it.
Now, Striker, are you able to summarize this? Do you think succinctly for the viewers?
Okay.
Well, because I want to try and make it so they don't have to go and listen to other shows in case that
I'm just trying to remember how it went specifically, right? Because essentially, somebody else take this because
like, NIP were lagging. NIP started to get packet lost like 4 rounds into the first map. They had a best of 3. The winner qualified for Flashpoint, right? So it was quite a big match.
No, it was the opening.
Opening match, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. So, I mean, it was
Device
debut.
Debut.
Exactly. Yeah. The last map was Asian. I remember this one. Asian was in there too. And so it was 4 rounds in, and NIP were like, hey, we're lagging. What the fuck? Like, fix this shit. And then there was like a 2-hour tech break. And then it randomly started getting played. And then NIP lost. And then they cried. And then they got a rematch and beat them. But it was like, Anonymous didn't get Astra. It was like you have to replay it or you're gonna get forfeited, and it was kind of like that's not how it works.
Essentially the first rematch we ever saw in PS, at least on this kind of a level. So
and then they beat them, right?
And of course, NIP won the rematch, and that was they just played the third map, which wasn't the ancient. It was
it's Mirage.
It was
Mirage last map.
Yeah. Overpass was first map.
Yeah, okay.
So that's
16-14 it ended.
Then Anonymous just never did anything again, and they
killed them around.
That's so scum, dude.
And everything's fucked.
We know where smooya is in this. On whose side smooya is on.
Bro, I would have lost my fucking marbles if I went to bed, woke up, I have a match in 2 days. You're playing NIP.
Thing.
I'm like,
what? Like next day. That's right. They were like, next day you have to play, right? It was the same day they were getting notified that they had to play. That was the thing that happened as well.
Crazy. They didn't get asked. It wasn't like, hey, do you mind replaying? It was like, no, we're Flashpoint. We need NIP. We need the device juice. We're staying. So we're gonna do a rematch, or you guys are going home. And they were like, oh, fuck it. I guess we'll play. Like we have to. Then they lose, and they're just like fucking Koa.
I mean, the important detail in this is that like Flashpoint realized that it was their fault why the IP was lagging, or at least that's what the analysis kind of turned out, right? And that's why the match was replayed and not just given to one or the other side. So
if you want to go back, it was the episode with Malik when we talked about this, and Striker essentially says that the rematch was great. It's a great idea. So
I didn't say great. That's taking it too far.
Amazing. He said he would do it again. It's the best solution, and
a
very brave decision by the admins.
Good question. Wasn't it was later said that it was like a similar situation with NIP, but they just got to play the next day, right? Or something like this. It was something where it's happened. This thing's happened before when someone was lagging and they postponed the last match instead of making them play with lag.
It was Heretics, right? Heretics
it was one of the minor or something.
But that was the ESL one road to Rio, right? But that
But
was
it's-
2020. So fuck that shit. Let's go on to the next topic.
No, but I mean, I'm saying they should learn from that and be like, we should just play the match tomorrow if they're lagging, not like take the win back or force them to play.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
they have past evidence to be like, okay, like this has happened before. We could just do this, or we could just absolute fucking Uno reverse card and fucking fuck everything up. And just fucking
Yeah, I mean, at the time,
take the
especially
win
if you
back.
know it's your fault and not the team's fault that they're lagging, like obviously they only learned that after the fact, and that's like the problem of this basically, and that's why they had to kind of like deal with it after the fact. But obviously, like if you spot that during the match, you just postpone it. Like
Yeah,
there
for sure.
shouldn't be
It's
an issue with that.
such an important match. Like it's not for like a shit event or so. It's the prize money was insane. You don't just take someone's win back. My God, man, it's so funny.
I think the runner-up has to be the Akuma drama, right?
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
the second runner-up, and then these
It's
Aussie.
close though. It's like it's not like boom boom. It's like that Akuma
Yeah.
cheating shit was pretty fucking serious as well.
That was
'Cause-
gnarly as well.
Yeah,
Like
that just
it
fucked.
depends on, and I loved it when the guy who came out was talking about it, right? And it's like, oh, I was it his brother? I forget. It's one of those.
I
Stories.
mean,
Anyway.
there was also no, but like the people involved into like their previous organization or whatever it was were actually accused of match fixing, and the ESIC did come out and say like you probably shouldn't allow these people
That's
to play
right.
in your tournaments, but not because it's cheating, because no one can prove that, or at least for now, no one can prove it. But there was some highly suspicious betting patterns and betting on your own match and stuff like that. So
yeah,
not from the players, but from people that like own the org
Or connected to the team. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
connected
think
to the team.
ESIC can be a bit crazy. Was it ESIC that banned these players, Carson and someone else from ECA who just got unbanned? Was it them or was it ECA that banned them
So
solely?
that's also that was
Because that's a bit fucked. And I think if I was in that situation, your career's instantly done. Because it's like tarnished, right? You've lost months of salary, you've lost months of prize money. There has to be
I
compensation.
mean, did you actually listen to the stuff?
I mean, the whole voice clips. I mean, I'm good friends with Carson, so I'm like, I just spoke
obviously
to him about it.
unbiased, obviously.
Absolutely unbiased. But I mean, regardless, it's still like, if you get unbanned for that, there has to be some form
So
of
the
like,
thing,
we fucked up, you know?
they weren't banned; they were suspended.
For how long? A year old?
No, they were suspended for this amount, like
For a
4
couple
months,
of months
whatever.
or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, then fuck them.
For a few
Yeah.
months.
The next topic.
At least
Well, I thought
that's-
they were
they-
banned and then unbanned because the title
No,
read
no.
that the bans were unlifted or what?
Yeah, because they were the ban was applied to their account, so they're technically banned, but it was meant as a suspension, right?
Okay.
Until
okay, I
they,
see.
investigate and figure out what's happening. But because this is ESIC, they just realized, oh, we'll just never finish this, so let's just lift the suspension for now.
The police are involved, right? Or something like that?
I'm
And
very-
they're just
maybe the FBI.
yeah, they were tweeting some shit.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm not gonna say anything.
Uh,
This is going to deteriorate. Let's move
All
on to the
right,
next
all
one.
right, all right. The best team of the year. So this, with all the comments that everybody was tweeting on in, it's only between two teams. It's between Na'Vi and Gambit. There was a couple people said some names, but then I went and looked at their profile, and then they had a phase banner, right? So I was like, we're not even. I'm not even including that. So between Na'Vi and Gambit, right? This is a hard one to break because you can make a justification for both of these teams here. So does anybody have a strong opinion either way that they would like to argue?
recency bias.
I'm leaning towards Gambit. I just I looked at their results overall. I think it's 5 tournament wins for Gambit, 4 for Na'Vi. Of course, Na'Vi won the LAN, but it's just, I don't know. You can't really take that much from that because it was just like one LAN that we had. Overall, we just have to judge on what happened. And alongside that, they also won a couple of these smaller tournaments and they played much more events and they were pretty consistent. They were very consistent. Like Gambit, I don't think Gambit had one bad placing this year at all.
Their worst was Cologne, I think. And once No Sweet Snow, they finished 56th, but we don't
Yeah.
count that. But their worst was Cologne 5th, 6th, and apart from that, it's top 4. Every event, they won like 9 or so.
Yeah.
Like it's great. Like, look at this, guys. This is Gambit's chat, just so you can see it. And then I'll give you Navi's. It's Gambit for sure. It's not even a discussion. Wait, let me give you Navi's.
Consistency wise, I think there's no discussion there.
Yeah, they just played way
obviously-
more.
Yeah, obviously, like you can look at Cologne as like by far the biggest event that we've had this year. Like it's kind of like comparable to what we had with Katowice in 2020, where like it was basically like the only massive LAN event that we had in that entire year, and that should be taken into consideration. But like if you look at how consistent Gambit were and still performed to a decent level at Cologne itself, then I think it should just go to them.
Are we all everyone with Gambit?
Yeah.
Prof, you wanna play devil's advocate here?
No, I've said Gambit first.
I don't know. I was trying to see if I could throw you into it, get you in the mix. I guess the thing is, like, obviously with that scale of the event, and I guess the last couple of months, if Na'Vi, however Na'Vi come out of this, if on the next side, like in the next half of the year,
next 2 months or something,
yeah,
next 2-3 months,
if they continue to topple Gambit every time, then Na'Vi can clinch Team of the Year, right? Based
Easily,
off of Cologne.
Yeah, right now it's like the first 4 was Gambit, and then the last 2 was Na'Vi. So it's like depending on where the next 4 months go, then it depends.
Na'Vi even won the first one, right? There was the Blast
or something,
Global Panel, right? That was the first event of the year that they won.
But Gambit wasn't there.
Yeah, true. But that was before Gambit, before Gambit's time, essentially.
Feels like if we had like 1 more month before the break, that it would be Navi's. Just with their trend, the trajectory that they're on,
they will reckon everyone, man.
So we'll see it. We'll see after. I mean, it's not even simple. Just simple. I mean,
not anymore.
Cologne was just simple. That's what damn. Actually, no.
Bit was legit, and electronic was fucking too.
Yeah, but it's just that level,
I mean,
right?
simple is insane. So you don't really.
You don't notice.
You don't notice
but
the rest.
Bit had a sick first event, man. I swear. Did you see his headshot percentage at Cologne?
Oh yeah,
bro. His headshot percentage is higher than Prime Scream. You know how crazy that is?
Yes.
And no one talks about this Bit kid looks okay, bro. To have a headshot percentage higher than Scream, what that machine, all this shit, like, bro. Just give him his own mouse, man. Already, just give him the one title.
This is the thing. This takes us to our next category quite nicely, actually. It's best and worst roster moves of the year. Now, a lot of these comments that we're getting made, it's cloudy because people don't remember what happened this year and last year. I think the COVID period of time for everybody is kind of fucked, right? So we'll go through some of these in the best category. I'll read out a lot of the ones that were suggested. Fucking chat again. Why, Lucas? Do we have a problem? No, okay.
Just ignore it.
Just ban them all. All right, just start banning people who type F too much. Oh, ban F. Just ban F from chat. Ban the letter F. All right. So these are some of the roster moves that were listed. I didn't go back and do my due diligence to check to make sure that they were all for this year. But I'm going to read through them.
That's how we like
it. So that
Prop
and Striker will check me live, right? Twist to phase. Somebody
said
this year? Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah. Because Twist
and Kerrigan, right? Both happened this year.
Yeah, Kerrigan was more recent. I remember that, but I thought Twist was holy shit.
His last event was with Liquid, like at the end of the year. It was that IEM Global Challenge thing. But then it took a couple of months for him to get into phase.
Someone said Hobbit. I know that definitely wasn't this year. Why did someone say Hobbit? Nico and Flames to OG. That was this year.
Flames is a good pickup, yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Bit. He was already on
last
the team,
year already,
but he got promoted to the main squad permanently this year. So we can consider that. We can consider that.
Yeah.
Dexter to Mouse and Acor to Mouse here on the list.
Very good news.
Minus Kenny. And which I guess is a roster move.
But that's not this year.
Minus Kenny was this year, wasn't it?
Oh, I guess it is. Yeah. I'm mixing up two different things.
Plus
okay.
Nico, right? But Mihu to EG.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Unfortunately, it didn't do much for them, but I
still
think like.
Is this in the worst one? Is this in the worst ones or what?
Yeah, this is in the best. And Kerrigan to phase. I'm just reading what people wrote, right? This is what people wrote. So do we have any others that aren't on that list? Because these were the main ones that people were talking about.
When did I join Movistar? Was it January?
I mean, there's the
6 months ago, so it must have been January.
Yeah.
Big for a little, no?
Okay, smooya Movistar Riders. So the Movistar Riders. You can't say movie.
Endpoint, man.
Who?
mezii to Endpoint. He joined the top 22 now.
Okay. mezii to Endpoint.
No, but you're laughing. But that's like the biggest change in like.
Yeah, but what are we doing? We're putting that on the same level as fucking Twist to Phase.
As fucking Mihu to EG. Yes, we are.
Look,
Chad.
mate,
yes,
I didn't write that. Well, I did write it. I wrote it down because someone else wrote it down. Was Tessus and Refresh this year? Sorry, was it Shush and Refresh this year?
Yeah.
Okay, well that should go on the list.
That should definitely go on.
That should go on the list.
That's directly number one, right? Because Heroic just was that this year?
Yeah,
Yep.
they got rid of Nico and Borup earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But
was
that's why
this
they
year.
won everything.
When was
Like March or
Dexter to
something.
Spirit? That's another good one. Dexter to Spirit was a good one.
I don't
That was
remember.
that was this year for sure because I was speaking to him about it when I was in Movistar.
Let me
Are we
check.
sure
let me
about
check.
that?
Let me check. Let me check. 2021 January.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow,
So
okay.
that's another big one.
I was grinding WoW when he asked me. I remember very well the conversation we had. If he should join or not.
I'm trying to see who else really sticks out here. I would say they're the biggest ones, right? Like I don't think there's anything else here within like Kyojin to Vitality is too early to say.
no.
I would
Definitely not good. So
I mean, yeah, not enough impact.
people saying people are saying in chat Hades to Ents or we have
Also didn't
Device
do-
to
Yeah.
NIP, but I don't think they're in the conversation. So let's try and narrow this list down a bit here.
Okay, so we have mezii to endpoint.
So,
smooya too.
so I think
Movistar.
Dexter and Acord and Mouse is like okay, yeah, but I wouldn't put up there as the
It's good,
best
but it's-
roster
yeah,
move.
it's-
Yeah,
it's good. though,
It took
for
a long
sure.
time. Took a long time for them to ramp up as well. And it's not like they had amazing results since. It's just like they had the one Flashpoint win, and that's pretty much it. So
It's been decent, but it's not the most impressive for sure.
I think Nico and Flames are both upgrades over the players of MBK and ISA that they had before for OG, but they
Yeah, but it hasn't had the impact that.
Also, they're
We
still
need,
at the
you know.
same spot. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like top 15 in the world.
So minus Kenny from G2, are we leaving that there because of what that enabled within the team?
I
mean,
mean,
It's not really a. I'm not going to
It is a
disrespect my boy
roster
Kenny.
move.
That Kenny's my baby, man. We're not disrespecting him on this channel. Leave him the hell out of this channel. Okay?
I mean,
Forget
Bit-
that one happened.
Okay,
Bit
all right.
Tsunavi has to
Yeah.
be up there, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Bit and Navi,
Bit promotion.
Shush and Refresh has got to be because they picked them up and they
Same.
won everything, right? They won, pro,
Yeah.
like, they won like a bunch of events back to back, and they looked insane.
okay.
So I think
So-
it would be that one.
So
Device
Bit,
the Nip's not happening.
Bit promotion, Shush and Refresh to Heroic, Twist and Carrigan to Phase.
No, it's not on the same level. I
No.
don't think.
They didn't
Because
like.
Twitch joined and they won 5% of maps online.
Yeah,
until Cologne.
literally until Cologne, nothing. It looked like a terrible movie,
Yeah,
even though it
yeah.
like had some potential, right? So it
That's the
definitely
thing. That one has
should be among
potential,
the
but
best
it's not
ones.
like the best ones for sure.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay.
These
So-
two must be it for me.
So Bit
wait.
and Bit
And,
promotion and
Heroic.
Shush plus Refresh.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
maybe we're sleeping on Kyojin, man.
But we haven't seen enough
it's
yet.
not
I'm kidding.
not enough.
I'm kidding, yes.
Maybe we are sleeping on Kyojin. Look what Masuda's becoming. What about Dexter the Spirit though?
That's also
Spirit-
up there because
I'd say
they were
maybe
already good,
third.
right? They were already good though.
Yeah, but I disbalance. Like it's
Up
quite
and
the
down.
upgrade. It's quite the upgrade from my disbalance, right?
But I think, but Magisk and fucking SDY, like, dude,
I don't think
that
they.
core is underrated, man. Criminally underrated. Like, people don't understand how good that core is insane. Chopper's also insane as well, but he's took like a backseat, like before he was kind of like the star with Mer in Vegas Squadron, but now he's like calling and stuff. I think it's the first two.
With
Dexter Spirit's good though, for sure.
with Dexter, they managed to get into the top 10. So for me, that's like a decent up.
Okay.
Decent upgrade.
But where were they before? Like 15, 18, 20?
Yeah, they were
20,
hovering
Yeah, it was
outside.
like 20-ish.
Okay, so which
That's
one
a big move.
which do we think is better, the Bit promotion or the Shush Heroic Shush Refresh Heroic situation?
Was Heroic already like number one and then they made a roster change, or am I crazy? Were they already winning
tapered
stuff?
off. They tapered off at the tail end of last year. Remember, they were really, really sick last year
They won
out
a
of the
lot of
player
shit.
break. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they started tapering off. It started to go badly. Then they got rid of Nico and Borup, and then they bounced back up immediately. But now they're tapering off again.
You're saying
So-
there's a roster choose, Drew?
Well, I'm just saying it's just not going great for them lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard when people know their strats, man. Fuck. What do you want
That's
to
true.
do?
Well, when you're sharing them on a Google Drive to everybody, I guess it's pretty easy.
What do we
Uh,
agree on then?
I-
Bit,
A bit,
Bit-
right?
Yeah, let's go with
Heroic, and then for third we can do Dexter.
Okay. All right. Nice. Easy. Now the
I think
worst
that's fair.
roster moves, everybody. This will be fun.
I think they're to
Uh,
come.
You think? Okay. All right.
I think we've got some fucking bombshells coming soon where we're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Shit.
Like especially Alex the Fnatic, like what the fuck are they thinking, dude? Get NFL any day of the week. Since that guy wants to talk shit in chat, fucking pussy. My god, everyone's spamming F again.
That's all right.
Tuesday.
I have put emote
Emote
mode and subscriber mode on. Fuck that. I can't handle a bunch of apes smashing a keyboard with their fucking nose.
Wait, I want to know Prof's worst roster move. Wait, go on. You have a list.
I
for me,
have a
right?
list.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
Minus rush from EG.
That's
from-
early. No, minus rush from EG.
Yeah.
You mean
From EG complexity?
Oh, you know what I mean. Fucking hell.
He's already been picked from EG.
Sorry. Minus Russia complexity. Plus, someone suggested, multiple people suggested, plus device
Right.
to NIP.
How can they've got better?
From device's POV. That's what some people said in brackets,
okay.
like for device.
Yeah, but
Vitality minus Nivera and Vitality minus RPK.
that's up there. That's up
minus
there.
Nivera.
That's a decent shout.
Furia plus
Plus-
Junior.
Plus Junior. That's
Yeah,
fair.
minus Hen one was
That's 100% up there. But I mean, Henny just decided that on his own, so
Yeah,
it's
but
not
it
like.
worked out terribly.
he
for him
for
chose,
as
sure.
fucking
well.
chose family, right? Have you guys seen that meme recently?
Yes.
Oh, no, please don't. But I can't.
Someone
Don't
has to
stop
make
with
that a
that, man.
video. Like Lucas saying, "Please come play with me again." He's like, "It's for my family," and it's like fucking
Family,
Vin
yeah.
Diesel face. It's so funny. But yeah, that one's for sure fucked. Not the Junior was bad. I mean, he played pretty bad, but bro, to play in a team like that when you don't get given the space you need, it's quite hard. And Henny was insane. He was like number 7, right? Or so.
The
in 2020?
thing which made Henny good was like Art would go out and do all the crazy entry fragging, and then Henny was like a clutch AWPer. You don't have many clutch AWPers like that,
Yeah.
right? Who are able to
He's a
thrive
beast,
in those
man.
kind of situations. So, yeah, that was which one do we think? I think the Junior one is like
On merits, or like results
It's-
alone, I think that has to be the worst one. Yeah.
yeah.
No, we sure because where are Fury right now?
But he's not in the team anymore. They brought Honda back in, and they're
Yeah,
15th.
no. But I
Like
mean,
if it wasn't for
they're
FaZe's
15th.
Cologne result, like that's the one that we'd probably put up there.
I think Vitality, man. Where are Vitality ranked?
I mean, Vitality have kind of stayed around the same place,
God,
right?
how the fuck are they 10? I feel like they just lose all the time.
They're just doing okay. It's just like not like they're crashing out and
I
stuff.
mean,
so
they
it's like it
had
just hasn't been done well.
3 last place finishes, right?
At first, yeah, but then
I don't know.
I guess like on impact, it has to be the Junior one because Fury got like the most worst. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But FaZe
I
were
get
like
that.
60th.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
FaZe like initially, if it wasn't for Cologne, I think we wouldn't even be having a discussion, and it was 100% going to be
But I think it still has to be,
Twist and
right?
Carrigan to FaZe. Yeah.
We have to just say that we can't just go recency bias and say, "Oh, they're insane now." Because
I mean, the thing is like, yeah, I agree with you that it still has to be up there, just because like literally the first 5 months were terrible. Like,
Nothing
or
happened,
whatever. Yeah, I definitely agree that it's so far. If we only talk about results and not like what could happen, and
Yeah,
we're now
exactly,
just
exactly.
speculating what
Like-
was going to happen further. Like, sure, yeah, I am 100%.
if we're
with
going
you.
off only the 6 months, it has to be FaZe. They had like
Probably, yeah.
40% map win ratio. That's crazy.
To be
Where
honest-
was where was this? This is kind of out there. When did Jacquinho join?
Well, that team was long gone before.
But that's
Jacquinho
what I'm
joined.
saying. Where were they when he joined? I'm not saying he is the reason. I don't
This
think
is-
that at all.
I
But
just
the
think
team-
the team was
12th of
dead
January.
before.
But you can also say
Oh
the same-
shit! Really?
a similar
January.
thing with FaZe, right? But it's not like Twist joining made them worse. Like Twist was holding
joined
them
us-
from
he-
falling apart.
Yeah, he
right?
joined a sinking ship. That's for damn sure. And then
Yeah.
kind of held them alive.
Yeah.
But the Jacquinho, but I can't put it in Jacquinho, man. He had a player with 0.7 after 50 maps. That's hard to do.
You can also say Henny going to Oplano. I stand behind that. For me, that's the worst decision.
Like business wise, right? Like
Yeah.
like personally. Yeah, but it's for family, man. Jokes aside, I mean like
it's a terrible career decision.
it's for sure.
It is a
right?
terrible career
He just
decision.
gets
Yeah.
top 10 players in the world and then leaves the team. He
I
just what the fuck he
prefer
wants.
to frame it
16.
that way. I prefer to
It
frame
was
it that
16.
way.
Okay.
I would prefer to say Henny leaving is the worst roster move of the year.
But you
I
could
would-
also
I
say
would
the same
say
with
that.
Device, right? You could argue it like Device leaving
You
a team
could.
like Astralis is a bit crazy, but I guess he's already won everything, so it's fine. And the cheddar's definitely there.
Yeah.
So
It
yeah.
could also be like one of those sinking ship things if you look at what's happening in Astralis now. So that's also one of
Yeah.
those things.
It was first one off. You're definitely not going down with the ship captain. So what do we reckon?
Maybe Henny, right?
I think
Yeah.
it has to be Henny.
Henny
I think
leaving?
it has to be Henny.
But
and,
from
like,
his POV joining Plan
Yeah.
1 from
Yeah.
Furia.
Because we can't blame Junior.
That's
Right.
what I mean. Like, it's hard to blame him. You bring in a fucking unexperienced AWPer into tier 1. Not only is it's not your normal tier
so
1
as in
team.
the only, also the only American, right? And
Yeah.
the Brazilian team is just going to be rough.
It's
Yeah,
also
it's-
just a risky play from Furia, but it wasn't a massive buyout or anything like that. It's just
it was worth the attempt for sure.
Yeah,
Like he showed super good promise. It just didn't work out. It happens. But yeah, I'd say Henny because that's fucking. But is this Plano team bad? No, what?
We just don't see them, right? Because they only play. They have to go to like I think they go to Mexico
36 right now.
I think they go to Mexico when they play in the RMR, right? Like they can still qualify for the RMR. But you want to know who else can still qualify for the RMR? Extremum. So like, what are we talking about here, right? Like what type of Counter-Strike teams are we talking about here? When you watch a Plano play, you don't know who the fifth is going to be. Is it going to be TRK? Is it going to be Leo?
Oh my god, yeah, they have 6 players, right?
Yeah, so you don't know. You don't know what's
3-6.
going in over there. They're just
hashtag 3-6.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Fucking hell. Yeah, we'll say Henny.
Let's go Henny. Henny works. All right. Next up, best highlight of the year. Now,
Canadian 1v5, who got a shout?
Yeah.
Now that one right there, a lot of people said that. A lot of people said that. There was let me see what else we got here. Honda's Banana Ace versus G2.
What are we doing?
It was on his debut. I'm just reading you what was on the list.
Wasn't that last year?
No, it was this year for sure.
This year,
Okay.
Blast. A Blast.
Ah, wait, no, but how
literally
could
the
it
first
be?
event of the year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it was during the group stage.
It was like 7-1. Everyone's like, Honda's better than Simple. Then he finished the game like 9-25. It's like,
Yeah.
shit.
He had a rough go of it. Simple's 4 aces at Cologne. That's not one play, but I guess it's what he achieved. I'm just reading
That's
what they
cheating.
wrote.
Bro, you're
That's
listening
cheating, yeah.
shit, man.
I asked the community.
The best round of CS and you give me an event?
Well, this is the cunts in chat who are spamming F. So I don't know what to tell you, dude.
It's okay. Carry on. Sorry, I won't judge anyone.
Nico's ace at Cologne on Dust 2 with the AK-47 that was saved is on the list. Someone wrote Shiro's no scope on Dust 2.
I don't even know what.
I've also had cool no scopes this year, but it's for sure not the best round. Oh,
he was on a round and he no scoped the guy.
Oh,
yeah,
holy
I know,
fuck! I'm saying that no scope. Oh my god.
I don't know. When was the Zywoo P250? Was that last year or this year?
I think that might have been the end of last year. The Ace or Mirage?
The Mirage
Yeah,
one, you mean?
that was
Yeah, that's
last
last
year.
year. That was even in the top 10 highlights of the year, yeah.
Okay. Simple 1-on-4 on Nuke versus G2. Does anyone know that one?
I know which one. I know which one I was talking about.
Yeah, but it's not
Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad, but it was not the same level as like the Cadian one for sure.
So what we've got from you here, Chad, is we've got an event. We've got 2 rounds from last year, a Honda clip that should never even be mentioned in the top clips, and then a no scope that was probably looks like a deathmatch clip, and then one actually good round from Cadian. So for sure it has to be Honda, right? End of discussion. Moving on. What the fuck are we doing, bro?
This is the questions, man.
Yeah, you're right. Simple sport from Cologne. It's impossible, man. Impossible.
Like the one,
down.
if we're going to pick one ace from Simple, it's probably the one with the AK from like
Just 2?
long
short,
exactly, long
yeah.
shooting short. That was a sick one. That was a sick one.
Nico's ace was also pretty good.
Tapson's ace was good as well, actually.
Tapson's ace was great.
Really
Oh,
good. The one from Ramp, and he stood up like,
true.
talk to me.
That was
Whatever he
really
said.
good. That was really good.
But it's not Cadian though. This 1v5 was sick. Was
It
that
has
this
to
year
be
though?
Cade.
Because it was
That was
League,
this
right?
year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cadian's this year.
Pro League
One
final.
1v4 though. 1v4.
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 But was it Ace though? Or?
I think it was ace, but 1v4, right?
No, I don't think so because he flanked from B. I don't think they knew where he was. If they knew where he was,
Maybe.
he wouldn't have won the round.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to remember. I
Like,
don't remember.
if you're talking about like, not only was it actually the best show of skill, maybe Simples had one that looked flashier, but a 1v4 like P250 no armor in a final of fucking best of 5, like, there's no way it has to.
No,
be
it was just 1v4. It wasn't an ace.
What a fucking shit round, man. Give me a
Yeah, but obviously it's the best. Like, there's no question.
But Honda had an ace, so that's 5.
5's better than 4. Yeah, but Simple had 20, so we got to be careful here.
Someone said device overpass ace with the deagle.
Oh, is that the 1v? Is that like the crazy 1v4
Did they all line up?
or something? Yeah, it was like the deagle thing.
Oh, was that against?
And then they, I guess Vitality.
Was that
but
this
they lost.
year?
Yeah,
That was not this year. That's when he flanked Monster, right? And he won D2 with 1 bullet and won the 1v4, whatever. You know about that one?
Yeah,
Was that this year?
That was no way that was this year.
I don't think that's this year.
I saw that in a highlight in like 2019 or so.
let me just say, Chad had this like amazing idea. Like, we'll make these tweets and people send in like good recommendations.
Responses? Yeah.
It is this
Good
year.
recommendations.
Wait, really?
They'll just do our job for us.
Okay,
And they
well
did
that's
our job for us, but shitty.
Look, but the consensus is from the public, the KDM one before anyway. That one was the one that had the most
Yeah.
votes.
But the device one is like probably a
Pretty
relatively
sick.
close second. It's actually this year. It's past
No, it's
the global
not.
final.
You know why it's absolutely
It's just
a
it's
useless
just the
round? Because
magnitude, right?
they literally lost 2 rounds after that, 16-5. It was a pointless round.
Right.
That didn't
Everyone
mean
chased him.
anything, right? It didn't mean anything. So that's why I know when you look at the actual kills, maybe it's super exciting, but
Yeah,
for me,
simples would get it if it's like
if
that.
the context isn't there and you lose the
Sure,
game and
okay.
you get smashed, for me, that okay, you don't have to apologize.
You
Making my
guys, all right. You guys seem to feel pretty strongly about this. You guys seem to feel pretty strongly about this, so we'll because we've had some great suggestions with this one, so we'll just leave it at the KDM one before.
Yeah,
and
if there's no context to the
Yeah,
clip,
like
then
the
it's a
no
no
scope.
scope. Yeah, me too.
Look, man, all I'm
Bro,
all,
that list was shit. There's
I'm
no voice
just-
to this guy. It was
I'm
just
just
shit.
telling you what was on the list. All right,
Oh,
the best matches of the year. Okay, best matches of the year. Someone
Anonymous
so
best snap.
series, right? Series or individual maps.
Movistar against Offset. RTP
so-
Arena 2021 Spring Finals.
Someone's gone with Heroic versus Gambit EPL Finals, which is where that clip happened that
Yeah.
we were just talking about.
Oh,
Someone
fuck,
has
bro.
gone with the VP versus Ents Dust 2 comeback.
Oh,
Okay, that was fun.
See,
It's
now
like
we're
13-2, right, or whatever.
yeah,
That's a good list already, Chad.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm liking this one.
yeah. The Team Liquid versus Mao's overtime affair on that we just had, right? Because that was crazy. It turned out to be so many clutches and shit in that one,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
On Inferno, that one became a bit of a banger right there.
Nip versus Anonymous.
That's what I said. I said Nip versus Anonymous directly when you asked the question.
Someone put the Spirit versus Astralis 16-1 on Dust 2.
That was super entertaining.
Well, that was from Katowice, and it was the third map, right? It was
Maybe it was good because it was fucking over quickly instead of these 7-hour matches that we have. But it's definitely not the most entertaining if someone gets blasted 16-1, right?
that was one of the suggestions.
The Blast Showdown Heroic against Gambit match with
Like semifinals, right?
The semifinal,
yeah, the deciding match. That was I don't remember anything from it, but I remember at the time watching it, it was
a
very
good game.
hype.
Yeah,
It was very and they were both on the rise. You know, Heroic was on a 9-match win streak or something. So that was
They
kinda
had like a
nice.
big rival. It's kind of like that crown created the rivalry for them as well because it was like the third time in a row that they met.
yeah.
So, someone said the 3-2 comeback by Navi when they were down 2-0 and won 3-2.
That
Like
That was
a
against
big-
Gambit, no?
Yeah,
Reverse
the
sweep
the
against
Navi plus
Gambit?
thing, reverse sweep. I think that's
Was
pretty
it
hard,
the
right?
was
'Cause
it
they
the
had-
RMR?
Yeah, it was 4 maps, right? But they lost the first one, so it was 2-0 because they had 1 map advantage from upper
That's
bracket.
right.
Then they won 3 in a row. That's pretty sick, man.
Yeah, that doesn't happen to. Well, I guess because of the format, like there is a bit of a caveat there, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
But
It's 3-1 basically instead of like
yeah,
3-2, right?
yeah, but
Still pretty sick though to come
that's
back.
one of those harder ones to kind of define right there. People have also spoken about the phase beating Gambit from Cologne.
Ooh, that was
Uh,
a good match actually.
That was a good
That was a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that obviously that had a lot of storylines around it. That game as well.
Recency bias as well.
Yeah.
strong.
There is a lot of recency bias with these because like so people were saying
Like it's
the
so
Navi
difficult to
G2
remember
grand
like some
final.
of these.
Kuma versus
To be honest, I was watching that. I was like, these guys are fucking insane.
the first time. Fucking hell, man! I swear, Twitch chat's so good, man. F's in chat, boys. F's in chat.
Don't fucking.
Good.
Like Sensei, jump peeking,
someone,
simple.
Oh
just
yeah, on
destroying him.
Mirage, right?
Someone said 9Z versus Blind.
Oh, that's
Oh
the
yeah,
upset
that was the
though.
upset.
That's upset of the year for sure. Man. Fucking hell, man.
Probably one of them, yeah.
Christ.
So how do we
I-
put it like a
The
top
VP
5?
Ents one's historic, right? That's
Yeah,
'cause
it was
Peter-
0% chance of someone. It was the first team ever that won.
Peter
42
tweeted.
Yeah.
He
comeback or
said
something?
he said 8+ years of CS:GO, 9,899 Dust 2 matches recorded.
That's crazy, man.
253 times a team had a lead of 15-3 on the T side, and there was only one comeback, which was this comeback.
Yeah, it has to be that then. Wait,
Because
that's insane, man. Holy fuck.
like 9,899 Dust 2 maps recorded.
Yeah, think about the like that's just matches. That isn't rounds.
Yeah.
Imagine how many rounds that is. That's like into the fucking A lot.
Math, quick math. Don't do that. Don't do that live on
I'm not
stream.
doing it, but it's a lot of rounds for sure.
That one there, I don't know. It seemed like
Historic.
yeah. I think because of the numbers, like just the stats
That's
behind
one
it,
of one,
right?
right?
Yeah, like other games were definitely really entertaining. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But I think it's hard to argue with those figures.
But Movistar beat Fury 2-0, man, in the qualifier.
Oh yeah,
They were number 7. Movistar was ranked 40.
how many kills did you get?
Don't worry about it.
Not a lot, I guess.
Oh, it was a stat farm for sure, but we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that, man.
A win is the win.
dear.
A win is the win, exactly.
Do you watch simple interviews and like I need to make some notes? Like, yes, it was all for the team. I do not
love my
care
team.
about stats. It's all about the win. All about the win. I'm glad I got the MVP, but you know the trophy. It's all about the trophy. I don't care about this. This doesn't
Instantly looking at the MVP medal.
So, does anyone have any suggestions outside of that?
No, I think runner-up should be maybe FaZe Gambit. I think that
Really?
had
because of what it had on it, right? It's the number 1 team that will wreck everyone, and then they go out on LAN.
yeah.
Quite
And
big.
the storylines, you know, LAN proving
That's
That's
what
what
happens
back
with
on Ancient
shit.
as well. Like
Gambit were
huge.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good match as well, just like the rounds and everything that happened. So
It's good CS.
And there's like the Pro League finals also, like the Gambit Heroic one is also like somewhere up there.
Yeah, there was 5
but
map.
this-
It tapered out at the end, but
Yeah,
This
true.
VP game was insane, man. I remember this round in OT when like they had like a 2v5 or so, and it was like they actually ends finally plugged their keyboards in and started winning rounds, and they were like even 17-16 up, and then lost like a 2v4 or something like this, and then it was 17-17, and then they lost last round clutch as well. It was fucked, man. I watched the entire thing because I was waiting for Snappy to finish to flame him and be like, "Congrats on the win, bro." And I was like, I wrote him at halftime like, "Bro, you got this shit, man," and then I kept on typing like, "Bro, it can't have it." Went overtime like, "Bro." And he lost. I was like, "Have a good night, Marco. I'll see you next week."
dear.
I felt so bad. I was waiting to play Faceit with him. I was like, "Ah, fuck."
Oh dear.
It was brutal. It was fucking brutal.
All right. Let's leave that one there. Let's move forward now. Biggest disappointments of team or player. Now,
Right?
a lot of people have been saying JKS and Complexity. That was one that got thrown around a lot. FaZe were on the list, but I think a lot of people forgotten about what happened recently, right? Who else was on that list? EG. Some people were talking about EG.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is with the
Vitality this year.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess. I guess there's a
Kyojin,
bit of
maybe.
a fall
We
from
can't shit on
grace
him
from
anymore,
them.
man.
What do you
No,
mean?
man.
We haven't really shot on him.
But he's young, man. I remember when I used to get flamed in these things, I didn't like it, and he seems like a good kid who just frags and face it. So we'll just leave him
He's
alone.
the
for a
same
couple
age
years.
as you, dude.
Hey, you lost your fucking marble, sunshine. I'm nearly 22, man. I'm an old ass dog round.
Kyojin
He
is
is 22. He is 22.
What the fuck? I thought he was 16. Wait a second. Let me do some.
Mate, you think a guy who has hair as good as that is fucking 16?
Masuta is the young one in
Hey, he's
in Vitality now.
22, man. Jason, my young fellow. All right, let's release the hounds. Oh. Dude, I thought he was young, man.
People were saying in the thread, Acor to Mouse being disappointing.
I mean,
Hard to say.
not as a roster move, but what he showed so far is not
Amazing.
Not what was promised.
You
Okay.
could say the same with Device.
Yeah, you
He's
can
like-
say
he
that.
hasn't been that good individually, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You could definitely make that argument right there. Let me just check the thread, make sure I have all the good ones here. Fnatic, right, have been such a disappointment. What else? Someone said Cloud9. When did the Cloud9 project stop?
The Colossus.
March.
Okay, so that was
Yeah.
this year.
I think
Oh.
Cloud9 just, I mean, their results, but also disbandment of the team. I think that's also a large scale disappointment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's going to be up there.
The roster just died slowly in front of our eyes, man. It was so sad.
There's so much complexity in this thread. Fnatic, Complexity, Evil Geniuses, NIP Device we've already done.
No, I think the Fnatic one's up there, right? Because they were like
Fnatic has
quite
to be,
high
yeah.
going into the year, and they literally tanked.
I mean, they won
Like-
Summit, and since then they basically went out last in every event that they played.
They won an event this year, no, right?
They played Summit. They won, right?
Did they win
I'm not
Summit?
crazy.
No way.
No,
they
that's
won
Virtus
this
Pro.
year.
They were in the final with VP.
Okay.
Or am I crazy? I'm just
I don't
trying to remember
know.
that.
There was last year
Yeah,
that they won the
Summits.
first Pro League season of 2020.
Let me check it out.
I think they were second.
Oh, it's final. Yeah. They went
Okay.
to the final.
Well, that's
They made the final, but then was Flusher still in the team or did he leave?
He was still in the team.
No,
then.
No.
No?
No,
When
it's
did he
already with
leave?
Jorginho.
Oh shit! Really?
This is end of January.
Wait,
I
what
thought
the
Flusher was in the.
Flusher left at the start of the year.
Maybe
before
that's one of
anything, before anything happened, I think.
Maybe that's one of the weirdest roster moves then.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
We'll pass that topic.
yeah.
No, but they made the final at Summit, and since then they literally just didn't do anything.
I didn't even know that. I thought they just had tanked the whole year, man.
I guess
That's
it
fucking
depends on how
crazy.
high of a pedestal we want to put these teams, right? For example, Vitality last year were a top 3 team, right? Or
Absolutely,
yeah,
the whole year.
and now they're a top 10 team. Complexity last year showed that they were good.
Top 5, top 6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
not consistently.
they blew out towards the tail end of the year to like top 10, right?
But they were
So-
solid though for a good portion of the year. Like they were always top 4, winning some stuff.
I don't
like-
think they ever recovered from the Poison going out and JKS coming in. Like Poison took some time off, right? I don't think they ever recovered because the start of
they had
this
some
year,
surgery or something.
they had Native Sapphics, they had fucking Yugi.
Ah, they had Otto, man.
Yeah, right?
Lol. Yeah, that was meant to be me, man. Fuck. Sad pit.
Why didn't you go?
Blame doesn't like me, so they took Otto.
Oh,
No
Okay.
bullshit.
well. Hey.
I mean, he likes me as a person, just they think some shit, I think. But he's a
Oh.
nice lad. He's also got huge muscles, so I'm not going to talk shit to him. But he's a good lad.
But Fnatic last year was struggling, so then like for them it would be more the name value.
Yeah.
EG started like
Where are
tanking
EG
late
right
last
now?
year.
19 or something, 18,
Probably
19.
North America.
How? Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Evil, but how are they still so high? Because I swear they just get
I mean, they were out of the top 30 for a
Oh.
sec there, but they just
Bluff
they
and
had
ESL
that.
partner team. There you go, Smooth. There's your answer, mate.
I mean, I know it already. They are 19, man.
Yep.
Blast and ESL
Well,
partner.
they did
team.
well at IM Summer, right? That was the event where they made the
Made
finals.
playoffs.
They
Playoffs,
beat
not the
Heroic
final.
recently. That's why they're up. Yeah, but EG has to be up there. How many
Ooh.
maps have they won this year?
Here's an interesting one. Someone has said Breeze as for player
Yeah,
being the biggest disappointment.
is a fair one
He's
for
a
sure.
shadow of himself, right?
Still at Valorant, isn't it?
He hasn't been looking handy at all. So this one here is a bit harder to narrow down. Is there any player that stands out or team that stands out like a sore thumb for people?
Breeze is one for sure. Now you mentioned it. That guy was like
He felt like a top yeah.
easily top 15 player in the
Yeah.
world consistently every game. But maybe he's not that good online. Maybe that's what it is. It's kind of
For
hard to say.
me, it's Vitality. Like,
Okay.
look at them last year on LAN, online. They were challenging for titles all the time. I think when we did our like best teams of the year, it was Astralis, Navi, Vitality. They three were ahead of everyone else and kind of close between each other. ZywOo winning tournaments, winning MVPs this year, and 0 MVPs
Zero
for ZywOo.
tournaments as well, right?
Right, no 0 tournaments. So for me, that's a big drop off. And of course, they made this. They moved away from the 6-man roster, so they decided to move away from Nivera. And now, in hindsight, maybe that wasn't the greatest move.
What is he
RPK
doing now?
I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
think.
old.
He,
on
Nothing,
the bench,
nothing
right?
as far as we know.
yeah, I don't think he
Okay.
moved to Valorant because there was that.
Those
rumor
reports, right? He was
that he was
going
going to go to Liquid with
his
Stream.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, RPK removal didn't really do much. Like overall, I think we saw 2 months already of Vitality. Yeah. So for me, it's Vitality.
Okay.
It's good points. I mean, to replace RPK, it's kind of silly. Yeah? You say, okay, we're going to take out this player who is literally the ultimate bitch. Not out of game, RPK is a fucking tank, but in game, he was a bitch. He would always drop the net. He would take nades, drop you to 50s. ZywOo, you want an AWP? Hey, I can play a fucking Glock if you need. That's no problem, homie. Take my shit. I'll play long, just 2. I'll play fucking BAPS Mirage. And then they replace him with a guy that's never played in the team and only plays Faceit. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, they did
Like-
it with Basuda, and he looks pretty good now, though, right?
But like, compare it to, would you rather have ZywOo playing at the level he was playing at with a consistent 1-rated RPK, or an up and down mezii and a pretty bad Kyojin? Like
Who?
a Masuta,
Mosquito.
Masuta, right? What did I say?
Masuta.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
it just came out weird.
Yeah,
but
I get
kinda-
it. I get
this
what
jab's
you're saying.
wrecked me, so it's.
We haven't mentioned one name, and Chad, you have to. Yeah, I think you have to.
Oh,
your
no,
hands
no,
on your
no,
ears.
no.
It's Extreme.
Oh my god.
That is
That
for
is a
sure
big
the most
disappointment of the year, for
disappointing
sure.
team of the year, for sure.
Nobody even knows that they're playing. How can they be disappointing?
Well, that's the
There's
problem.
no expectations.
Well, but they did. They were put together at the start of the year, right?
What are the
People were like, well,
expectations?
maybe they were.
Well,
Maybe
let's get
people expected
Bentet,
more.
the best Polish player in the team, and make it work. Like, what's going on there? Like, do we have any expectations?
I don't know.
No,
I
no,
thought. I guess not in general. But
Look,
like,
No,
people,
no, no.
it's
Don't
something
try and fall for Chad's manipulativeness.
No,
here.
no, no, no,
Fuck
no.
this.
How-
Let's put them on blast.
How
I
are
mean,
we
to be
not-
fair, like, would you have expected them to just not be relevant whatsoever?
Look, they're still going to qualify for the major, so it doesn't matter.
That's
They're
what
still
you
going to
think.
qualify for the major. They're still going to be there. It's all going to be fine. Eventually, they'll work out how to activate Liaz, and it's all going to be okay. It's all going to
Okay.
work out, right?
JKS might be available soon. So.
Yeah, get JKS back on the team. We'll get them all back together.
Rekindle
How
the
are we
fire.
not talking about FaZe? Are we really just letting them off the hook because of fucking
No.
Cologne?
No, they're definitely up there.
Smooth, you
But-
talk about it yourself. 5% win rate or some shit. How,
Yeah, that's about the
FaZe?
same as Extremum. Would you want me to stay? They play tier 5. What do you want from me? I didn't even cross my mind. They have 10% map win ratio in tier 4. That's where I play. That's my home. That's impossible. It's no. I'm not letting them off. It's FaZe and Extremum can go like this. They're together, yeah? FaZe and
Yeah.
Extremum.
FaZe have been
But
losing
that-
to tier 1 teams the
dude.
entire time, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, at least they were getting backed by the best, but Extremum can't even hang with fucking. And they're losing both regions. They go home and get wrecked. It's not-
No, they did okay in the
They did okay in
They
summer.
don't lose. They don't get owned in North America. They
Yeah,
hold
but
their
I mean,
own there. They hold their own
It's about-
against
it's about
bad
as
news
much-
bears
yeah.
and Triumph.
It's about the extent of the good news that can be said about Extreme.
Yeah, But I think FaZe. If we're talking like the top teams, it is FaZe, right? I don't know why we even missed that.
Yeah, but I mean,
FaZe
I
had a
think-
rough.
They
fucking
recovered,
results.
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I think
This-
there's the Vitality one is a good shout, though. I kind of agree with that in general.
But they're still top 10, whereas FaZe literally hard tanked to 40th or whatever. You know how
Yeah,
hard that is
sure.
to do? Like, to be top 40 and have players paid like over, I won't say
Like
the figure,
20,000,
but a lot.
whatever,
I
yeah.
didn't want to say it, he said it.
Yeah.
But you have more than one
Look, I
player
don't
paid
actually
more
know
than
the
that.
number, so
No, but
sure, I
it's-
can say it.
If you have 3 players paid more than 15k, let's say, you can't be outside the top 30. You can't be outside the top 20. It's impossible.
Oh dear.
Like you can salary the teams above you, like the whole team and their manager, and even bring in a sports psychologist for like one person's salary. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh dear.
But yeah, I think yeah. FaZe.
Well, what
But
yeah,
Extremum's up there for sure. Don't chat. Don't
This
miss
is
that shit.
it's a what about Cold Zero in FaZe?
But that's
When-
more like,
For
That was
player.
last year, right?
but that's more like last year, right?
What
he-
didn't he only got benched this year?
Yeah, but
He
it's
got
January,
benched this year,
right?
but like generally, like why he got benched kind of happened already before. So
Okay. All right. I guess that list is a long one, so we'll leave that one. And
Oh
we'll-
yeah, all
yeah.
of those.
all of those names. Well,
That's
that is
Extremum,
like
basically, guys.
a lot of trophies going out for that one right there. Okay, biggest surprise of the year, team or player. Now, NIP picking up Device was a surprise.
100%.
But
Are we
do
talking about performance in game or like?
however you want to use the term?
Out
Right?
of game.
Yeah.
Instagram
In-game.
stories.
I mean,
Right.
surprise.
Yeah.
It has to be like if you're just going by any description you want, like it has to be Device. Surely
That kind of
it has to
blindsided
be.
everybody,
Like, it's
right?
the biggest. It's probably
like
the
the biggest
biggest boom of
blockbuster
all of
move kind of thing?
CS:GO
Yeah.
ever.
So I think
Just-
if we define it from that way, then yeah, that's the biggest surprise of the year, right? But if then we look at,
I think
if
we
we
should
were
talk
define-
in game though. Like,
oh, let's do
Yeah,
that.
sure.
then.
If we talk from that
like
narrative, we can
headlines.
talk.
Yeah, you can't even say anything else with Device. 'cause that was
Nafany?
like, was that this? Was he not already good last
I mean,
year?
generally,
When did Gambit get
Gambit
good?
making generally Gambit like just suddenly bursting onto this
Yeah.
scene. It has to be somewhere up there, yeah, right? We can't like sure we expected them to be a decent team and just like kind of work their way up, but this was
Yeah,
so
but not
sudden,
like
like
this,
nobody
so
could have
fast, yeah.
expected
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, especially Nafani because we were always talking about Exile and Shiro on that team, and this year and in Cologne as well. Nafani was pretty
He was
insane.
insane at Cologne actually.
sick.
But that's recency bias because he wasn't that insane the most before, right?
Well,
He was okay, but it's not like holy fuck, look at Nafany carrying Gambit. He's just doing his
Yeah,
job. But
yeah.
at Cologne, he like did more than he needed to do. You know?
What about Amanek picking up the AWP? Did anybody see that coming? That's a
It was-
surprise. I know
I
he's
guess
no
to a degree,
familiar
yeah.
on the AWP here. You're cheaper than Zywoo, right? We maybe get you picked up by Carlos. Apparently, he's running out of money.
I'm
What's
not-
your
what?
relationship with Nico like?
I mean, in my head for the longest time, it was absolutely shit. But I spoke to him recently. I asked for anyone tries putting any links together. I asked what mouse he was on because someone in my team speak wanted to know, and I sent him a DM and he replied. I thought, he doesn't hate me. That's my relationship.
The fact that he replied to a DM
I was
means
like, okay,
you're friends.
I'm not friends, but he doesn't. It is like if he hates me, he would reply, right? So I was like, okay, maybe he doesn't hate me, but that's my relationship with Nico. But
he doesn't hate you. That's your relationship. Good.
Yeah, I mean, he knows who I am. I don't know who he is. That's about it. But, yeah.
Okay. What about Dexter to Mouse Sports was pretty surprising that he'd leave his kids and make the move. that was pretty surprising.
Yeah,
this kid meme is fucking funny, man. I swear, it's so good.
I think it was an actual misunderstanding.
The people believed it. The people thought he had kids, so he would leave Australia.
Yeah, I was out there. Like Henry was talking about which players to pick up for Cloud9, and I was like, well, you could get Dexter, but he has a family, so he might not want to leave Australia. No joke. No, no joke.
But he doesn't have kids. Really?
No kids.
He doesn't have a family. He doesn't have. I don't know. Maybe he has a girlfriend or something.
I think he has a girlfriend.
No family. It's just he has nothing.
It's just like out of a test tube, just created the best Australian CS player / in-game leader / mad fragger.
What about? I guess we could say Bit, but we already had Bit.
What's been surprising? Something. For me, surprising was Michu to fucking EG. I was actually like, I looked at it and I went, I don't hate it, but like, why? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, JKS was also surprising to Complexity.
That was last year.
Well, that's last year.
It's unfortunate. This is also last year, but the best roster move ever. Innocent to Mad Lions. I love that one. Last year, still amazing. Just a mention there.
Bloody Nora. All right. I reckon for the roster move, it has to be NIP. Yeah. For device.
Pulling it off. Yeah.
For the player / team, I think it just has to be Gambit.
Yeah. Close.
Yeah. That's it. That has to be it. All right. Favorite guest and show. Smooya's going to say himself. Boys, I think this one's maybe a little bit more personal, but a lot of people were saying they enjoyed the Nafany episode,
that was a really good
the Blade episode, the Malik episode. We did a Malik episode this year.
That was the anonymous stuff, right? So you were saying.
Yeah, so those were the ones that got a lot of traction in the comments. I think personally for me, I really enjoyed the Nafany one because we got to look behind the curtain, right, a little bit, which is not normally what we get. And he seemed very, I don't usually use this word, but he seemed very wholesome.
All of them are just super nice people, man. All 5 of them. But that comes from Hobbit. Like that guy is what the human people should strive to become. Him as a person, and I think that rubs off on the rest of them. You know, like because Hobbit's the fucking nicest guy ever, man. I swear, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just going through some of these latest episodes, but like the Nafany one was generally like compared to my expectations, it was fucking amazing. Like it was already obviously it was a really good episode, but I wasn't sure what to expect coming into it because like from the interviews that he did in like on ESL broadcasts and whatever, they were really short and usually kind of awkward. Like it felt like his English wasn't going to be good enough, but then he just showed up and he just held his own completely. Like it was absolutely no issue, whatever whatsoever. So I think from that aspect, like that was a big that was a big success in my eyes.
Smooth is always a fan favorite. That's why we have him back so often.
Yeah,
that was also like you're not going to be on the list because of that.
My name just brings views. So
there's
people
now say I'm stupid. There's the device to nip, like the special one that we did together. Which was kind of like spur of the moment type thing, right?
That was
it was just the 2 of us, so I guess it's been kind of like whatever. But it was a like
breaking
something different,
news.
Right?
Yeah. Prof, what do you got?
The episode where I joined in.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Hey,
it was great when Lucas joined in.
Valde was actually also pretty good. People are spamming that in chat. He also felt like a part of the show. Was
blameF this year? Sorry,
not this year, but like a year ago, early.
Okay.
Yeah,
that one was good. I like that one, but
yep.
Yeah. So a couple of
we had this guy Smooya. But I think that might have been last year.
That was also last year.
Yeah, the beginning of this year, I was living in a forest where I had no internet. There's no way I would have came on the show. Okay. I lived in the middle of a field. It was
last year. Yeah.
All right. Do we have any takeaways? Any? So people saying Hampus. Hampus was a good guest as well. You just go B on Ancient. Apparently that's what he had to say about that.
That's so true. By the way, you literally go B every round.
You just go B. Yep. He loved a bit of that. So we've had a bunch of good episodes. Do we have anything else we want to talk about with the mid-year wrap-up, or should we get into the playtime, boys?
Let's go into playtime.
All right, let's go. Lucas, play the bumper. All right, welcome back, and we're going to get into the parry match matchmaker. Now, smooya, as Lucas was just explaining to you right there, you have a link, and on the left-hand side, at least for us, the viewers, there are 5 names. The names are Tabson Steel from Canada, Steel from Brazil, Gold B, and Snappy. And now you have to match them up with the best descriptive term and talk us through your logic. So, smooya, kick us off. Let's start at the top with Tabson.
Let me reopen this link quickly in my own Google tab so I can get prepared for this one. Okay, so with Tabson,
essentially just in-game leaders you played with.
Well, he wasn't in-game leader when I was there, but I would say
I think he was for a short time. At the end.
Oh, God was there whenever I was on the team.
Sure.
Ah, holy fuck, he wasn't the second time I done. He was calling. Holy shit. I would say, yeah, no, but he has the best late calls for sure, actually. Can you see that I ticked that? Yeah, so when I was playing with Tabson, I remember we lost to Astralis one game, 2-1 to qualify for ECS. It was ECS 6 or something like this. It was 1-1 last map, 14-12, and we lost 2v5 and we lost it, okay? But what I take away from this game, the way he outcalled Glaive in that game, I swear I will never forget it, man. Every bomb side we went onto was empty, no coach book involved. It was all fucking skill. Walked straight into every bomb side empty. We dodged every stack. He always has a fucking. When I was there, I can't say when I haven't been there. When we would lose a game, we'd watch it back, and he would be like, "Fuck, I need to call better." And we'd watch it back and be like, "It was the right call." And I swear to God, it was like 98% of the time it was the right call. Someone would fuck it up. I'd miss a smoke. Xantres would not hear it. Tizian would be fucking throwing a grenade. So I don't know, like whatever it was. It's like something would fuck it up, but he for sure has the best late calls. Like the way he takes information from other people and can picture the map and the setup and what will work in like 1 second in a second language. It's like one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. It's crazy. But that's it.
Okay. All right.
You won't go into additional details. No.
Then we have Steel. This is Canadian, right?
Canadian Steel. Valorante 100 Thieves Steel. Of
there's not really much things to describe a person here.
Nothing of this fits?
Nothing. Would like to play with, hard to work with, taught me the most, underrated, overrated, best early calls.
We'll say underrated. We'll say underrated.
Oh, okay.
We'll say underrated. I think Steel, I'm talking individually. I think if he wanted to and had another caller around him, even at the ripe age of 45 or whatever he is, he's an old motherfucker, he can still frag. Like, which was the thing that caught me off guard the most. I knew he was decent, but I didn't realize he was as good as he was.
He's only 31, bro.
Yeah, but he would actively 30 bomb in practice. And like, there's not many 31-year-olds that exist in CS Pro scene, first of all. And he's left already, but that could actively 30 bomb. I know it was NA, but he would still actively like challenge me for top of the squad in practice. And I'm literally a Pracc hero. And most people normally don't challenge me for top. And he would actively beat me. And that's what caught me off guard the most. And he taught me a lot in game, like not like strategic wise, but like how to improve and how to look at things and situations. So I'd say underrated because people don't notice it about him because you can eat them. And then my girlfriend's waving a bag of crisps around that I bought for myself. So, yeah,
sharing is caring.
Yeah, though I've actually been waiting to eat them for like 5 days and she's already in them. My God. But yeah, I would say underrated.
Okay, Brazilian Steel.
Current teammate.
I know who he is. His name's. Why are you laughing? His name's Lucas. That's why it's. It's too weird to hear him called Steel because his.
I know who he is.
I call him Luquito Mosquito. Steel Brazilian. Could I put would like to play with? Hard to work with? No, not really. At the beginning we had some fights, but it was more on me than him. Taught me the most. That goes to Gob. Underrated, overrated, best. Maybe we'll go with best early calls. I think because that's kind of what we have right now in our team. The balance we have is he'll set up the round to begin with, and then me and him kind of debate the mid to late call. Whether I hear something that he might not hear from a teammate because he's like a super heavy thinker. He really likes to he puts calling first. You know, he doesn't care about his individual. He doesn't care if he goes 5-20. He cares about putting the team in the best position to win a round. And sometimes he focuses too hard on that than playing. And I'll say to him, bro, this game, like, don't worry, I'll call it. Just I need you to win some clutches. I need you to perform, basically, you know. And then that's like the good balance that we have right now, where we're both in it together. Like he knows that he's not alone. It's not just him calling, and that's helped him a lot. So I would say. And he helps me a lot with the early calls. He'll say, okay, Owen, I'm going to do this. I want you to get to here. When you get to here, it's on you. You have to hit your shots. He sets me up really well like that. So yeah, I'd say best early calls.
Okay. Got B?
Got B for sure. I taught the most. I learned the most, sorry. I mean, it's self-explanatory. I'm going to say, with confidence, his top 2. I want to say top 1, but I might be forgetting. So one of the smartest people I've ever spoken to outside of Counter-Strike. The way his fucking brain works is weird. Like, being around him in a room is also just fucking weird. Like, the first time I met him, he sat me down, he went, yo, Owen, I've got a riddle for you. And I went, this is fucking great. Like, 18-year-old kid just trying to play Counter-Strike, fucking riddles. I'm like, what's the fucking riddle, gob? Like, and then, yeah, just the way he would always... He's the king at making you feel stupid while making you feel smart at the same time. So you're like, he'll ask you a question, you're like, yeah, I know that answer. But that's the fucking wrong answer, idiot. I'm like, so I was like, he humbled me pretty fast. And at first we used to fight a lot. Like, I would basically just be like, dude, you're fucking shit. Like, don't talk to me. He'd be like, Buttergesicht, calm down. Come on, talk to me. And then we became very good friends, and I like him a lot, man. But yeah, I would say top in the most. All about like map rotations, how to improve, how to watch a demo. Like, me and him spent many hours just talking about CS2 on a night.
Okay. Yeah. And Snappy. You're
Snappy, my compadre, my Mongolian brother.
Yeah.
I'd would like to play with someday.
Okay.
Now, that looks really bad now, but the guy, calm down. Not now, okay? I'm innocent, okay? I promise. It's more of a case where when I did play with him, I wasn't able to AWP. I was rifling, and I really like the way he views the game. It's very similar to me. Believes that the AWP should be the main because it's the most expensive gun. It's the most broken fucking gun. It's pointless to not set your AWP up because the margin of error is much smaller because you just have to left click. It's not that hard. And I like the way he calls on T-side a lot too. And I'd like to play with that. And he's also a very good friend, so maybe I'm biased, but the time in contact, it was rough, but it was not his fault. It was not an individual. We won't get into that.
All right. Well, that'll be the Parry Match matchmaker. Thank you very much, Smooya. That was very, that was wonderful. That was great. I really enjoyed that. Entertaining as always. Now, guys, we got the last little section of the show, which is the viewer questions. Prof, did we have any viewer questions?
Not really. We had some on Instagram, well, most of it about things that we kind of talked about. There is one guy who wrote, so I asked about opinions about, the biggest things in the year so far, and he wrote, who cares about my thoughts? No one is going to read this anyway. And his username is break for nothing.
Let's give him a shout out.
That's it.
We've read it at break for nothing.
We care about your thoughts. Sadly, there's no opinion attached to this one, so indirectly we kind of don't care because you didn't give us anything to care about. But you're in our prayers. Candles in the chat for break.
We care about the sentiment.
There's also Simple in the chat right now, so that also happened. He said smooya sucks or something like that.
But where does he say this? Sasha, you fucking pussy. Where's this guy? At me.
Jesus Christ.
Is he not streaming Warzone or something? Slapping his girlfriend's ass?
He probably is streaming Warzone.
I love Sasha, man. Good guy. Bit toxic, but he's a good guy.
You want to have a word to him for us if you guys see if we can get him on the show?
Well, I'll write him on Instagram. Where's my phone, man?
All right,
where's my phone? I can for sure get him to come on TeamSpeak.
I'm trying to think if we have any good questions for Smooya here, because we already did the hot seat at the start. I asked him the one question someone asked.
He wrote, actually just playing it because drunk.
Oh,
of course.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
I just read in the chat that Offset signed EasTor.
Oh!
Does that mean anything to you, Smooya?
That's actually cool. I thought EasTor was going to quit, actually.
I mean, I don't pretty old.
He's
not
not that old. He actually does have 2 kids, though.
He is.
So the Dex
27.
Is alive. Yeah, he's a beast. Check Instagram. I'm trying to get him to check Insta. Yeah, that's cool actually. Because who the hell was open for them before? I don't even know.
Well, Fox is taking some time off, right? So that's who he's replacing.
Oh, that's not bad at all, actually. I like that. EasTor's a fucking... When he hits his shots, he's a fucking monster, man. That guy's fucked me up a few times online. And on LAN, to be fair to him. That's a good move for sure. I think... But Fox was good as well, man.
Yeah, but Fox I think he decided he wanted to take some time off playing competitively. I think that news came out earlier, like last week, maybe. Yeah. So I think it was a decision that he decided to make. So
yeah, that's a good move for sure. I mean, I also everyone on my teams always tells me good things about EasTor. Like normally when a player leaves, people don't speak good about them. You know, whether it's in game or out of game, and they've said every time his name's mentioned, they're all still good friends. He's like a super nice guy, and he's also super good. So I wish the best for him in Offset, and I hope to take his fucking head top off when I face him in the next ESL Spain Master Championship.
All right, well, I've got one here. This is an important one, smooya, Prof and Striker. This is for all of us to work out here. Now, I called, we obviously know that it's the men's, right? There's men's. And I called the female version of men's the menettes. But there's a thread called, is it woman's or menettes? So I don't know. What do we feel that we should go with here? Or there was a nice post that I saw down the bottom here as well. Let me find this. It was talking about me being not the part about me being a sports mode user. Menettes is too complex. Women's is unnecessary because men's is inclusive of everyone.
There you go. That's the answer.
So I don't know. What are we settling on here?
I'm not being a part of this debate, man. My brain's not active enough. I'm trying to contact Sasha, and you guys. This is for you guys. This isn't for me.
I think the accepted version has been woman so far. So
okay, so maybe we'll go with woman's. Jesus,
that's it.
I think that's it. I think it's a shot. I think that's a great position to leave it. smooya, do you have anything that you want to say to anybody out there? You want to thank the sponsors? You want to thank your lovely girlfriend in the bed right now? You can give a shout out,
maybe.
I'd like to thank first of all Movistar for giving me a chance at the beginning of January, because I had a bit of I nearly got left out on the shelf to get dusty, you know. And I think I've been okay for the 6 months. I hope for another good 6 months. I hope that I hope it goes well. All of the sponsors we have, I don't know them off by heart because we haven't been to the LAN, so I don't get to meet them all and stuff like this, you know. I don't know them anyway because I can't see my shirt. So thank you to all the sponsors. I know Kappa and Mahawa, this beer company, is a big one. So thank you to them guys. Thank you to my girlfriend, as you said, for eating my crisps, the fucking little piggy. But I love her a lot. Yeah, without her, I wouldn't be changing. I mean, I'm trying to like become more of a man, you know, and she's helping me daily. I'm still a bit of a child. She still does stuff for me. Baby, stop that face. I'll show it you. Do it again. Do it again. That's what I thought. She's pulling some ugly ass face, man. Yeah, everyone in chat for asking the questions. You boys for inviting me on. We've got your guys' sponsor that you had for doing that little cool thing for the chat. That's always nice.
That's all right. Leave that shit for me, Matt. That's where I get paid.
Ah, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
And what else do we have? Yeah, just a lovely woman, Kate, that gave me my COVID vaccination today. She was lovely.
Okay.
But of course, she will never know that I said that about her. But yeah, get your vaccine, guys. It's important. Yeah.
They weren't you about to tell her that you're an esports player or something?
She literally just shanked me, man. That was crazy. But I told her to do that. I bet, yeah, you know the story. But yeah, that's whatever.
All right, awesome. Well, that's the end of episode 49. We're gonna be back. In a couple weeks' time.
Wait, Devon, cover up. The chat's asking to see you. Devon, baby. Why are you running for the hills? Devon,
leaving.
Devon, come back, Devon. Devon, the camera's not even facing the door. Devon. She's not naked.
It's a fucking domestic dispute.
She's literally fully clothed, like from head to toe.
Okay. All right. That's all good. We're gonna have a show. We're gonna have a show in a couple weeks' time. I think we're gonna take like a week or maybe 2 weeks off. We'll do something before we go back into Pro League. Yeah. So thanks to Bitskins, thanks to Parry Match, and thanks to Xtrfy for on the show. Thanks to Smooth for coming on, and thank you for everybody for being patient with us today with the technical issues. Blame Twitch, not Lucas. Lucas did nothing wrong. Free Lucas. Let's end.
Free Lucas.
Goodbye.
Add some fun to your space with Xtrfy, designed in Sweden with focus on quality products built on experience. You're looking at Project 4, their 4th generation of products with super cool colorways to stand out, with matching sets to satisfy with a solid B4 bungee, lightweight ergonomic M4 mouse, the K4 keyboard is fantastic, all of which are performance focused, and finish it off with colorful GP4 mouse mats that are bold in design and smooth on the surface. The retro theme in particular has got the feels. Complete your setup with Xtrfy. No regrets guaranteed.
Fist bumps go to the teammates.
I wanna see you rolling fast. Win the round. Win the game.
Match, your esports teammate. Stuck ranking up? Lost the motivation to grind? Bored of clicking heads on aim maps? Get some color into your game. Bitskins.com. Buying and selling skins made easy. Tons of payment methods and instant cash outs. Just choose your dream skins, select your preferred payment method, and start grinding again. If you want to play like the pros, you gotta look like the pros.